changes.
Life.
I didn't get my phone. Oh no, I didn't get my phone.
Do you need it, or where's the chat come through? Obviously your account.
Oh, you've... No, it's okay, buddy. Do you want to... No, Zachy, don't worry about it. Do you want to go to the channel? Just for the chat, that's all.
Yeah.
If we get people...
So if I... Hang on. Just to the YouTube channel?
Yeah, just make sure your sound's off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so, who do you reckon's going to win?
I went with Adelaide by 23 points in my tips.
Adelaide with the tips?
Yeah, Adelaide
I
23 points.
I think Adelaide as well.
I just thought Richmond had way too many injuries, so...
Way too many injuries.
So, hang on, I'm in here.
Tough love.
And we should have sound off, I think.
Not sure why that's... That should be
Oh,
down.
yeah, I think that's on.
Yeah, live broadcast, but there's no chat option on there. I don't know why. Is that the app or is that?
No, that's not the app.
Oh,
no,
you don't have the app?
No, I don't have the app.
Oh,
no.
yeah. Well, I'll need to get my phone then.
My mistake.
Go look after your seats.
Alrighty.
Go look after your seats.
Alright, go on, mate. Who's going to win? What do we got?
Tigers.
Tigers. They're in defence at the moment. Things aren't looking good early. What team do you go for?
The Eagles.
Oh, no. What do you mean, the Eagles?
The Eagles win.
No.
They do. Look at that trophy up there. They win.
Alright, point taken. Dad's got some words in with you, hasn't he?
The Eagles win.
Oh, there you go, mate. Is that a Tigers goal?
Nah.
Nah, that's out on the full.
That's the Tigers.
That it certainly is. Well, that they certainly are.
Go, Tigers, go! Daddy, I looked after your feet. Daddy, I think the Tigers are going to win.
Oh, you've tipped poorly. Hello, Docker fan, and hello, Hi X. How are you both?
We are on board. We are here.
Where the
Yeah.
Eagle have?
No, I don't. How about you leave this stuff alone?
I don't know where.
Zach was just telling me how Eagles win trophies and Dockers don't, so it's good to see that you've got...
Did he actually?
Yeah, he did. It's good to see you've got plenty of words in for him.
I've never even said it.
And I told Justin the Eagles win.
Yeah, that's right. They do.
But Jacob thinks the
So,
ankle win.
what's your bearings on this game, man? What's your...
So I put in the description below, and Zachy, both clubs are vying for a top 8 spot, which really they are. Whoever loses this is probably going to drop out of the top 8.
It's a fair bit of pressure on them, hey?
And whoever wins is then in competition for the top 4. So this is actually a really important match for both teams.
It is crucial, hey? And I feel like Adelaide need to... It's even somewhat become with Richmond's injuries like an opportunity for Adelaide to actually show some dominance, maybe, if they get a hold of them.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then the question marks, they multiply, you know? It's going to be... I'm really keen to see how it plays out in the end.
You would think Adelaide gets it. Because, Richmond are without... Oh, do you know, I didn't even do my trades. I've been so preoccupied with trying to get this set up.
Man.
That's not good.
No, it's bye week, so as long as you've got 18 solid players...
I don't
you
think
should
I
be
have
fine.
18 players.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I got screwed by the bye week this week. I had like 13 on the field before I made my trades.
Good. Fremantle for the win this week. Who do they play this week? I haven't looked at any of the matches.
They've got Port Adelaide.
In Port
in Optus. It's on Optus, yeah.
I don't know, actually, because they've lost so many key position players now.
I think that's going to be super tough for Freo to sort of will themselves in line. They had their ins were Logue, Darcy, and
Richmond with the opening goal.
Oh, was it Chol?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it was Chol. Amazing. I think he's probably already got more fantasy points than he had on his debut last year. Was it last year or the year before? It might have been.
I think the year before.
I think 2016. I think it was 2016.
I don't think last year was his debut year. I thought you wanted to sit and watch. Yeah, you forgot, didn't you?
And your Tigers are up. Zach made a tip. He's on the Tigers.
Yeah, that's actually really surprising that he actually tipped who
if they win, it's just going to make me feel so stupid.
If they win, you're tipping all of my tips from now on.
Know your certainty. By no means that can't happen.
That's actually a good point. We've forgotten so far to do our.
Okay, it's all right. We've got plenty of time here. Maybe it's a halftime activity.
No, to do our certainty punishment.
Yeah. Seeing as we both got ours right. Who did you back?
It was the first game of the round.
Oh, you backed Richmond.
Yeah, to beat Geelong. That's right.
Of course.
What happened last week, you flog? Andrew, come on, man. Let's just play nice, all right?
I went with... I don't know how much GWS lost to Adelaide in the end, but so these two sides both caused us to lose our certainties.
They did, yeah.
So I hate them both.
Yeah, because Adelaide...
Actually, no, I love Richmond.
Won.
Sorry, I enjoy Richmond.
Tex, he's offline. Yeah, he's offline.
It would have been a good one for
He's
him
been a terrible set shot this year.
Really would have been a good one to get like his team's first on the board.
I wouldn't mind knowing, actually, because you've got the spare phone, I wouldn't mind knowing what his stats for kicking a goal are this year.
Okay.
He's been a horrible set shot from what I've seen.
Let me see if I can search up Texas scores. Yeah, here we go.
Is Dusty playing today?
Yes, Dusty is in. He's actually, good. Fun fact, Dustin Martin, this is his first game ever as the Richmond captain.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Yeah, because Cochin's out.
And Edwards is
with a hamstring, and Edwards is out as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's just how you've never backed Geelong all season. How have I never backed Geelong all season?
All right, you got one game right then. They did lose one.
I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly certain. And hello, Team Miles. I'm assuming that's supposed to spell. Hello, Team Miles. Welcome. Yeah, no, I think we've been pretty hot on Geelong most of the season.
Most times.
We've had questions, which is reasonable.
Given the ease of their schedule so far, I think it's reasonable. And the ease of their schedule to come, and then how they've been so healthy. I think the questions are fine. I'm interested to see what they can do in the finals.
Yeah. You either sit and watch or you're out. All right? West Coast got smashed last week. Yes, we did, Docker fan. Yes, we did.
That did happen. It was good.
It was Eddie Betts that kicked the ball past someone and then ran into the D earlier, right? I'm assuming you're going from what we're listening to. We are actually watching this live. We were going to do it without any sound, but you just can't watch footy without sound.
Footy without sound. It's
not good.
I mean, some commentators I don't like listening to, but it's still better than muting it most of the time.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't actually get to watch. I don't actually get to watch a lot of footy this year.
No,
I'm mostly listening to the ABC radio, which is the best radio broadcast.
I reckon I cop the Friday/Thursday night games, and then out of that, I make an effort to watch Fremantle, and that's probably about all I can get to at the moment. So. Update on that stat you were searching for. Tex is 19 goals, 15 behinds from set shots this year.
Yeah, right. So he's not a great set shot.
He's not at all.
That's total.
19-16.
That's not even set shots, though, is it?
That's total.
Actually,
sorry, no, that is total. I don't know what his set shot is.
Yeah.
19 total goals. Jeez.
Nick Nat could be back next weekend, which I'm hoping he kind of is. I think he's ready.
I did see an article today that said, "Fear not, he's lost nothing of his leap."
That came out yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
It
right.
Was,
okay.
Yeah.
Daunting prospects.
I know. I can't wait.
For a team that
just makes our midfield so much better.
And they've not just made do with Nathan Vardy and Scott Lysette at times. Obviously he's at Port Adelaide this year, but they've won a premiership with it, let alone make do. Now you're welcome back, Nick Nat. Yeah, that's very daunting.
Oh, yeah, we miss him tremendously. What he does, and it's not just his ruck work, it's his presence around the contest is unlike any other player in the competition, I think.
His follow-up work on his own ruck work, he just becomes a fourth midfielder at ground level for you at those bounces.
He's not good in the open ground, and I'll give you that, but in the contest, his presence is unmatched.
So no waffle for him, do you think?
Well, last year he did, but this year's been a much smoother Rico. He hasn't had any complications this year.
Yeah.
And do you pit Hickey solo against Bellchambers? Or do you bring Nick Nat? Because Nick Nat is only ever going to play 50 to 60% game time. That's what he would play in the waffle. Why not just come bring him back in the AFL anyway? Which is what he does normally play anyway. So
yeah,
Shannon Hearn last week was a big out. I reckon he was the reason that we lost it. If he was in that team, the defense
it would solidify.
The defense last week for West Coast was the worst that they've been all year. Like they've conceded big scores, but that's because of the midfield.
He copped a bit of flack. I didn't actually watch the game. Deservedly so or not deservedly?
Yeah, deservedly so.
Oh, right, okay.
He was playing on Buddy, but he never played on Buddy. He played off of him.
Yeah.
Which you can't do.
Yeah. Oh, Zach.
Okay.
All right.
Last warning.
You really do hate Fremantle, hey, man?
You're sitting down and being quiet, or you're out. Like I said, last warning. You can sit down and watch, or you can get out. All right, bye.
You're just training your son to hate the Dockers. What is this?
He's a pain in the ass. I'm his death, but he's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I thought the McGovern flack. I was a bit like, what?
Who do you guys... Oh, that's actually a really good question. Who do you guys like watching other than your other team? And other than your own team?
Ooh. Who do I enjoy watching other than Fremantle? Well, I enjoy watching everyone when they lose to Fremantle. Trying to think. It's usually some middle-of-the-pack team that's just beginning to bubble away and really rise and nearly make an impact. So I'm trying to think of who
I think
that
probably
might
Brisbane
be.
at the moment this year would be
They play
that
good
team.
footy.
But every year on year, like basically, who's your second team?
Well, they're playing my team this week, but usually it's Port Adelaide for me. Hey, I've always been a bit of a Port Adelaide
second
fan.
Team.
I change second teams year to year depending on who's actually an up-and-coming team. I like Port Adelaide's young kids. Put it that way.
Right.
I like Dersmer and Rosie and guys like that are good players. Also Collingwood this year, just to watch the brand of footy that they can play. Big fan of the Pies. Quick, good tempo. Did their mid-season review coming out tomorrow. Everyone, go watch it.
That is, I still need to edit that, actually. I've been pretty slack.
So we've got Brad Crouch is on 9 disposals already. That is excellent for my fantasy team.
Yeah, he's in mine as well.
Yeah. And who else have we got up here? Boston, Grimes, Hooley.
Oh, it's going down from fantasy points.
That's
why.
Yeah, excellent. Naish. 22. I put him in last week for his debut.
I wanted to put him in this week, and I didn't because I didn't do any trades, which is annoying.
He rose 40k last week, so he went from 170 to 210.
Oh yeah, me and Azar, who's my brother, were tremendous pains in the ass. Sorry, continue.
No, I was just saying it. Patrick Naish has been fantastic for fantasy so far, and I didn't actually just see. I think he was on 22.
I'm interested to see some stats here. Time in possession, 46%. That's pretty even. Key stats. All right, so Richmond are up 6 marks. Adelaide are out tackling them. What are the possessions like? Must be similar.
Both are just, obvious by the scoreboard, but both are just really struggling when they go forward here. Like, that's like 2-3 in a row that Adelaide has just repelled Richmond on.
Yeah, Adelaide can't get it in their forward half. That's the problem. I wanted to have a look at inside 50s and time in forward half. Actually, you'd probably be able to do that on your phone.
Yeah, I can do.
It's going to give you more stats than what we can see here. And Tom Lynch takes a completely uncontested mark in... What's that? 35, 40 out he's going to be kicking from. Almost dead in front. Jesus. You'd think he'd get that, actually. You'd back him in there.
Did you ever... Adelaide was your tip, if I'm not mistaken. What was your margin?
Because I don't actually do tipping, so I'm doing this all from the top of my head. I would have set Adelaide by probably about 26.
I had him at 23.
Yeah.
So,
I think
bracket there.
I think that's the under-over scoreline.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, that 4-goal scoreline. Yeah.
Nage played some great footy last week for a first gamer. He certainly did. He's backing it up this week as well. It seems to be going all right.
Docker fan also mentioned that Stephen Hill is back this week. Welcome back, Stephen, at the expense of Adam Chera, who's out with illness.
Yeah. That's probably an upgrade for him, though.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't hate the idea of bringing him.
Isn't Sean Darcy straight back into the team as well?
He's in.
He's a shock inclusion, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I guess they were left with no choice with Bob's
they have.
I mean, Scott Jones was the only other one that could have come in who has competed at times, but Sean Darcy's the one they want getting games.
Hello, Hi X. Yes, Richmond are off to a good start, 2-0, and Adelaide look to be struggling, to be honest.
They got no promise coming out of the midfield there. I don't know what's really, working for them here. Like a soccer that's gone to a contest. Oh, that was good. Wow.
That's Stack, isn't it?
That's Sydney Stack and second effort, follow up. This is a brilliant passage of play from Stack.
Wow.
And on the end of it's the man you want. That was excellent from the first year player.
Freo are definitely playing better this year. They had a period of 3 weeks where they were playing absolutely dog.
Yeah.
But they were forcing the opposition to play absolutely dog.
Yeah, just bringing everyone down to a level 0.
And I think they won 1 out of 3 playing like that.
No, they lost all 3. They were on a 3-game losing streak before their current 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I believe that was Adelaide, Essendon and Richmond were the 3 losses they had in there.
And they turned those games all into the most ugly looking games of the year.
Yeah.
And that includes Carlton, and that says a bit.
Yeah, that does, although Carlton very good
don't worry,
last
boys.
week.
Richmond did this last week for a quarter. You're not wrong. Actually, I will say that Geelong, the question mark on Geelong was, can they handle the pressure? And I got to say, they didn't really handle the pressure that Richmond gave them.
We raised that question last week, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, Richmond couldn't then back it up for the whole game, which is what they've been renowned for. Over the course of
Richmond's pressure fell away.
Years.
I wouldn't say Geelong handled it. I'd say Richmond's pressure just fell away.
Yeah. Geelong in the first quarter didn't handle the pressure. So if a team can come into a game, I think much like GWS did it very well in their win over Geelong.
Yes,
they've been the only team to actually do it. Like, they got completely outclassed and outscored
to come
in
straight
everything
back in
the first quarter, and they came back and they blew Geelong away. For the rest of the game.
Yeah,
that is the key to beating them. I think is pressure.
Interesting stat so far. Richmond is without a clearance so far. They have 0.
Yeah, and they're 3 goals up.
Adelaide has 5, and they're 3 goals up.
They're going to have 6 now. Matt Crouch just got one.
Inside 50s are in favour of Adelaide 11-9, 12-9 with that one.
Really?
Yeah. So Adelaide clearly dysfunctional in the forward line at the moment.
Well, they're just bombing it in. That's got to be deliberate,
He's
right?
just walked over the line. Hey, what'd you make of Bryce Gibbs not coming back in?
Sorry?
What'd you make of Bryce Gibbs not coming back in?
I don't know.
I don't know what to make of Bryce Gibbs. I need second opinions.
He's got to be out of favour with Don Pike. That's for certain, right?
Yeah, I've been thinking about the point you raised on Footy Rivals last week, where it was a matter of they're not happy with his defensive output, but why is Bryce Gibbs in your side for defensive output?
That's right.
I don't understand. I've been thinking about that all week, and I was like, it just doesn't make any sense. He's got a specific skill set. Just get him to use it.
Yeah,
that's on the coach. Here we go.
If you get players to play their most natural role, they play at their best. You don't want players being able to do every single role. Because then you get a team...
not at all.
You get a special... I wouldn't even say you get a specialist team. You get an average team with no specialists.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a team full of specialists beats
absolutely
an all-rounder team.
I think that's what I've enjoyed about watching Fremantle play this year, is that they've just gone to guys like Wilson and Hill and been like, okay, we know what you're good at. Don't worry about defensive pressure or anything like that. Just run. We'll try and make up for the defense with other guys. West Coast do that well with McGovern. Just do your role. You've got a very specific skill set.
It is interesting, the criticism that he came under this week, because he's not going to change the way that he plays, but I think the coaching box let him down by not moving him off of McGovern.
Potentially, yeah.
Because the way that he plays is always going to be the way that he plays, and I think it's only really backfired in his career, maybe this once.
Well, I that's what I was just about to say. Is the scrutiny is interesting because it never happens.
Yeah.
Since when are we scrutinising Jeremy McGovern for a West Coast?
But he had one game where he just misread the play for an entire game. So because I watched a fair chunk of it, and there were parts where Buddy would lead up through the corridor, but it was a congested corridor. The guy held on to the footy, so he didn't kick it. So McGovern sagged back off to become the loose, and then the congestion in the corridor dissipated.
Yes,
and Buddy was just left free. So.
Bit of the SCG got something to do with this?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Thoughts on the Tim Kelly contract news? I think it's pretty obvious he's going to be back at WA.
Yeah.
It just
for him to
depends
turn
as
down
to
what
which
he
club.
has turned down now. It
just depends on which club he goes to.
Which is interesting because it sounds like West Coast still could be the preferred option, but Fremantle seems like it's Geelong's preferred option. They might have a little more leeway in a trade.
Yeah, but in saying that, Geelong have no leverage anymore.
No. What's made it super interesting,
which is I love media commentators and stuff saying that he's worth 2 first draft picks, and sure, that's his worth.
Yeah, I mean,
but there was a point raised on Reddit the other day. He's not worth more than what Chris Judd was when he was traded.
No.
Or Dangerfield when he was traded.
Yes. I mean, like, you can't demand more. I suppose
you can't demand more than those two players,
if he wins a Brownlow, I mean, I guess they can demand what they want to demand, but I don't know. The interesting thing about it, Fremantle's got a generation and like academy kid coming through under the name of Liam Henry.
Yes.
So I don't know. Can they bid on him and still trade a first round pick or something? I don't really know how that works. Would they still get him and then on trade this year's first round pick, or did they run out of draft picks for the bidding system?
Oh,
draft points, I mean.
Well, there are other ways to go about trading and stuff as well. And Tim Kelly could elect to go through the preseason draft, but it's risky because any other club can pick him up.
Yeah.
However, Tim Kelly does get to stipulate what his contract is.
Yes.
So if he goes too high and other clubs don't want to pay that, then that's what it is.
With a regular trade to either West Coast or Fremantle, he's due to become super paid no matter which one he goes to.
Yeah.
He's going to rise to the 800 bracket, I would think.
Oh, yeah. And Andrew, I don't agree with that. Managers don't take their own personal stuff into account when dealing with players.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, especially in the day and age where everything's done on the internet and over the phone and everything like that. You don't need face-to-face contact with players.
I think
that's not to belittle you or anything, but that statement's a bit... no, that's completely wrong.
I think the bigger pull is just his family, right? I mean,
it's his family situation. He wants support around himself. If his kids weren't in the condition that they are in with autism and stuff like that, I'm fairly confident he'd just be staying in Geelong.
Likely,
He has specifically said that he does actually love Geelong and he would stay there.
Yeah, this is nothing.
He just doesn't have the support around him, and in particular, his missus doesn't have the support around the family to help out.
Yeah, and particularly they seem like people that family is obviously very important to. He's got no desire to leave Geelong. He's just got a desire to come home to WA. Yeah.
Adelaide need to kick a goal here.
Jenkins
is going to go from about 56, 57 metres here. So this is going to test his distance, I think.
Do you think he's just picturing Tex's head every time he kicks a footy now? Because, I mean, he was dropped for like 4 weeks and he was clearly a better forward than Tex at the time.
Tex still hasn't picked up.
Nah, not at all. Tex missing that first goal was a bit horrendous, really.
Hey, Daniel! He's finally made an appearance. That's online.
He's got it. Great
kick. That's a great
brilliant kick. All right, they're on the board. They're off and racing.
Yeah, now they just need to keep going for the next 3 quarters. Hardigan, oh shit, Murphy's injured for Adelaide. So they're already 1 rotation down.
Ah, right. I'm keen to see how are we going here.
And they've just redone rotations and everything. Yeah, right, okay.
It would appear Brad Crouch is having quite the good day, although my phone doesn't want to refresh too much at the moment.
Brad Crouch is sitting on 34.
34.
He's 12 disposals.
Yeah, 6
in the
kicks, 6
first
handballs.
quarter. That's a great kick.
It's a big time kick too, right just before the cusp of quarter time.
But
You
the
don't want to
thing
go
is,
in without a goal.
His kids will be getting used to Geelong, and then they'll have to pick up and move. That's not what the problem is here, Andrew, though. His oldest kid is autistic, as far as I'm aware, and they had unexpected twins with complications as well. So such a young family and an inexperienced family that have no familial support networks around them makes things very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
With an Aboriginal family who are, as we see with Cyril Rioli,
so connected to
he's
family.
completely dropped AFL football to go be, the leader of his family sort of thing back home. Like, us as white Caucasian families and everything don't understand the connection that Aboriginals have for each other.
I think it's a big pull for him to come back home. Like we said before, it's just going to be super interesting to see which club can end up winning the bidding war. God, I hope it's Fremantle.
So that's going to be a wrapping score. Adelaide Crows are, 13 points down? It's not too bad.
Yeah, 117 to 3220. I've liked, obviously the quarter of Brad Crouch has been very good, but Adelaide just needs to enter forward 50 with some promise. The midfield needs to start lowering its eyes and actually...
Well, the problem is they're getting all the clearances.
Yeah.
But their clearances are just banging on the foot, so there's no direction into where they're going, and the kick-ins are just being picked off by the loose.
Which the peak example came from Sydney Stack's play to set up the Dustin Martin goal before, which was...
He should have seen his chase down on Sloan just before. It almost got him on the ball. That one. Yeah. So Sloan was just strolling out. Sydney Stack comes running past about 4 players that are chasing Sloan.
Yeah,
he just completely blitzes them.
Cool. I need to keep my eyes
obviously
peeled.
there's been a call out, you're hot, and Sloan's just turned around to quickly go the handball, and he's gotten tackled. He's gotten it away, but jeez, that was close.
Yeah, he's a highlight machine, Sydney Stack.
He's quick.
He's come on to the scene. He's just bursting on the scene. I can't believe how does a kid like that slip through the national draft? Teams literally pass at the end of the national draft before they take someone like Sydney Stack.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can get to that point.
I think it was pretty raw coming in, though.
I think he was, but there were also raps on him coming from WA. I don't know. I would have thought maybe a WA club takes the punt. I don't know.
Yeah, but you could have said the same thing about Tim Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mind you, in saying that West Coast were probably taking him with their next pick.
With the next pick, yeah.
Yeah.
So how's Richmond going on the fantasy front? Dustin Martin has 45 with 9 touches, 4 marks and a goal. Yeah,
I'm so glad he's in my team.
While Hooley has 44.
I'm so glad he's also in my team.
I am yet to say.
I had to put Hooley in and dump Whitfield.
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, Whitfield.
Where do I reckon Tim Kelly will go? Honestly, I don't know.
It is so up in the air.
It's Freo or West Coast. I think his preferred club is West Coast. I think that's
still where he would like to go.
But I don't think he's as
resolved to go there as he once was.
Yeah. Especially because I think Freo have a much more open salary cap.
They do. They're far more flexible with the salary cap. Although if Tim Kelly wants to come,
I think
and West Coast want him badly enough, they'll make it happen.
I think West Coast are good enough. And they've shown they're good enough with their salary cap to be able to offer big money to some players.
Yeah.
They did it with Nick Nat a few years ago. He's come off.
So who else have they got on massive contracts?
It's
Gaff. McGovern.
He might be
McGovern might be on a big one. Yeah. But outside of that, Jack Darling's
they're all pretty average.
Because his contract's up. I think it's after next year, so he'll probably get a decent one then.
I think West Coast will have signed Gaff on the money that he's on. Knowing that Tim Kelly, that they had room for Tim Kelly.
It all happened in that off-season, so surely.
I don't think salary cap's an issue with West Coast.
No, I don't think it's going to stop them. No.
At the very least, it'll be a back-ended But it could be a back-end contract.
Yeah, there are ways around it. I mean, there are ways for Clay. At the end of the day, if West Coast want him and he wants to go there, they'll make it work.
They'll make it work.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, Andrew Gaff's girlfriend goes to my school. Fair enough, Docker fan.
Excellent.
Andrew Gaff's girlfriend goes to my school.
Wait. Went to your school or goes to your school?
Yeah. What?
Wow. All right. Who am I to judge?
Are you in uni?
Okay.
Are you in uni, Docker fan?
I hope so. Actually saw him, and I believe it would have been his girlfriend at the Pen here in Mandurah a couple of weeks before the season started. So
I'll tell you what, my closest encounter to a footy player was back in 2013 during the bye round. Josh Kennedy was in the marina.
Ah, right.
But he was sitting down and he was eating his lunch with his missus across the table, and I wasn't going to go up and interrupt that. You don't. They're normal people too, so I didn't want to go up and say hey g'day and he probably would have been fine with that. He probably gets it all the time, but you just don't.
I think the only time I do that is if I had a young child with me who actively wanted to go and get a photo or something, and I might bug him for a photo for a kid or something, you know. But until then, no. Enjoy your lunch, AFL players. I won't hinder you.
I couldn't see. No, that's not right. Andrew Gaff. I know his missus last year quit her job, and then that was speculated in the media that he was going to be going.
Melbourne,
So she's not in school. She might be in uni, but she's not in school.
It's not going to.
She's not in high school or anything
Dersma,
like that.
who did have a high school girlfriend with him, but although not he's 1 year out of school. It's not a big deal.
That's not a big deal.
Although Brian Taylor seemed to think it was.
Yeah, but Brian Taylor's... Which doesn't make sense to me, because Brian Taylor is of an age, right, where age gap of 5 years is a normal relationship, whereas these days, an age gap of 5 years, like coming out of school and everything, is a pretty big deal.
I think he's just viewed it as, AFL player dates girl in school,
Brian Taylor's just a knob.
Yeah, doesn't help his cause. Patrick Naish, 7 touches, 25 fantasy points through that in his second game, through that first quarter. Not too bad.
Not bad, 7 touches.
Liking what Patrick Naish is bringing. Forgetting who else I've got from Adelaide. I've got Brodie Smith. What's Brodie Smith got to 17. Not great.
And
I had someone else from the Crows.
Daniel, you're on fire. I've seen her after the punch, and everyone thought she left, but she didn't. No, she didn't. She may have gone with Andrew and stayed in Melbourne, because Gaff stayed in Melbourne for about 5 weeks because his dad had a heart attack and everything as well.
He was going through a lot.
Who's your favourite and most disliked commentator? Favourites? Oh, it's one out of two. I love Brayshaw.
Yeah.
And this is not including Comedy, because that's...
he's in a class of his own. He sits on a throne above every other commentator.
He only does WA games on radio now.
Yeah.
Or Hutto. Those are my two favourites.
I was going to say Hutto.
Most hated. Zempolis would be one. BT's probably another one. Even Bruce McAvaney, he's getting worse. There are a lot of bad ones. Lingy's not a great
Lingy
commentator.
just yells though. He yells.
He just states the obvious as well.
Sometimes I feel like just saying, just calm down, Lingy. Just stop yelling at me. I'm just trying to watch footy. I hold calls, like certain calls dearer than I hold commentators.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember, and I don't like Basil Zempilas as a commentator, but to hear him, when he was talking about Stephen Hill running down the wing to send Fremantle into a preliminary final for the first time, I was like, oh man, this is... All right, okay, that call is somewhere special in my heart, even though Basil's not.
Docker fan, what about Maguire?
Underrated commentator. Like people don't like him because he says provocative things, but as a commentator...
He's a very good commentator.
He's really
very
good
at building hype.
Yeah. I really rate him as a commentator. And you still feel, because he's been around for so long, there's a connection to old commentators within him, and I like that. I
love the idea of press red for Eddie as well. When he's commentating Collingwood games, and he goes over the top with his commentator. That is it's brilliant to watch.
Well done. I do think. I was at a media awards one night, like a WA football media awards, right? So there's all these football writers and football commentators and all these footy people in the same room. And Dennis Cometti was 10 minutes late, And he walked in, and I think it was Basil Zamflis was the host, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Dennis, come in, sit down, we've saved you a chair." And then Peter Bell was also on the mic, and he's like, "No, that's a throne. Just come and assume your throne." And everyone's just like everyone almost bowed to their king. Yeah,
much. He's good to see. Kind of person. He's probably the best AFL commentator of all time.
I would say so. Yeah, I would say so. I don't even know who rivals him for it, to be honest.
I think Sandy Roberts used to.
Maybe Sandy
used to. Maybe as a radio commentator as opposed to a TV commentator.
Any commentator you particularly miss that you wish was still there?
Comedy.
Outside of comedy. And mine is Tom Harley. I used to enjoy listening to Tom Harley. Not overly exciting, just expert commentary was I thought insightful.
Yeah,
good grab.
Expert commentary in TV isn't. That's why I prefer to watch to listen to the radio.
Yeah,
you just get a much better feel for the game listening to the radio than you do,
I think you do.
listening to TV commentators. TV commentators are more about their own personalities as opposed to calling the game.
Yeah,
they're too busy, talking to each other and bantering with each other than actually giving insightful comments about the game and stuff like that. Which
also, the expert commentators, like ex-AFL players that you get on the radio channels, are really good.
Oh, on the radio channels, yeah. But on the TV, like Lingy and stuff,
no
good.
But like Luke Ball, I used to listen to on ABC Grandstand, and he was really good insight into the game. Loved listening to Luke Ball.
I'll tell you who I love listening on ABC Grandstand as a special commentator, Mick Malthouse.
Oh, yeah. Super insightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Mick Malthouse fan, but perhaps not as a coach. I don't know. Really conflicting in myself when it comes to Mick Malthouse.
Holding. It's all the way there. Okay. So
Adelaide's making a bit of a push here. Is this?
Yeah, but they can't score goals. That's the problem.
But is this sort of a bit of a red flag for Richmond that this looks a little like last week?
Possibly.
I haven't seen him go forward with much promise for too long.
It.
Oh, and great tackle.
That's brilliant.
Excellent tackle.
That Richmond guy, he faked out Eddie Betts, and then he just hand passed it into him.
Yeah,
That's the dumbest thing I've ever watched.
Yeah.
You got past him.
Who was the Richmond? I can't.
K-Rock is great if you're a Geelong supporter, but so biased.
Yes, K-Rock is.
There's a lot of bias. Rue, Rashudo, for Adelaide, but he goes the other way.
Yeah,
he's too hard on Adelaide because he doesn't want to seem like he's biased towards Adelaide. It just comes off as pretentious.
Yeah. So tides have sort of turned a lot here, where
Adelaide
now Richmond can't sort of. I mean, I want to say Richmond aren't entering with any promise, but they're not just. They're just not entering.
Do something good with it, Tex. Come on.
Within range at all?
He is within range. Yeah. Let's be honest. He is within range.
He's going to go back here,
but I think he's better when he's wheeling around.
No, that was good.
That kick never went above head height, and I reckon that travelled about 35, 40 metres.
I reckon you'd be hard pressed to find it go above chest height. That was a super kick.
That was an insane kick.
All right, so Gallucci, how's he for set shots? I don't really know much about Gallucci's set shot. Oh, it's not going to matter. Richmond
Tex.
So he's just doubled back and got it again.
What the hell, man?
All right,
I would have trusted Gallucci more than Tex on this.
Wind back the clock, Tex.
Where's the aim at?
I'm going to say the far goalpost. The left-hand goalpost.
I think he aims at right-hand goalpost. I think he's got a right to left swing. We'll
find out. Left-footer, Tex?
No, he's a right footer. Right footer. I think he aims it at the right goalpost. Yeah. I think his swing comes back left a bit. But I don't know what his swing is. He went too far right. And that actually looked like it went left to right swing.
Yeah, I think that.
So you would have been right.
Yeah, I think he needed to aim a bit further out. Yeah. That was crazy. I mean, how in a flooded forward line do you find two open passes? I mean, Tex didn't look overly open.
Look at that kick, man.
Struggles for Richmond in the air here. No tall timber to really sit around and mark it. No Nankervis or anyone's there. That's really helping them out. That's an okay kick. This is where they would rewalk maybe push up.
I love this view of the ground as opposed to on the play because you can see all the spots that are open and everything. You can see Richmond have filled the holes.
You can see Richmond's in almost a dead line from where they need to be to the kicker.
Yeah, so that's an easy one.
Yeah, they were set up well there. But now they need to sort of run it out with their hands because these kicks have not worked.
And then they're outnumbered here.
Oh,
Lynch.
Okay. They got lucky that they're kicking to a superstar. Oh, and faked him out. Okay, all right.
That's a good kick. And Rioli shanked it. Yeah, he lost body contact. He needed to just shove him. Just needed to just nudge him under the ball there.
Okay, so that takes Crouch to 44 in fantasy. This is good.
That's a great kick. That opens up the ground.
I had to make trades, with
That's a shocking kick.
Oh, God. That was terrible. I had to make trades in my fantasy team this week, given that so many of my players were on a bye, and my sole
I'm pretty sure I have the same problem, but I didn't make any trades. I'd be lucky, I reckon, if I have like 14 players playing.
I'd love to see Bolter just get a few touches. It'd be great.
Yeah, Carlton definitely have a chance against the Dogs. I reckon that Carlton would probably beat Brisbane and the Dogs.
Well, they've already beaten the Dogs this year, haven't they?
Even if Bolton is still coach.
Yeah.
I actually think, that they sacked Bolton before he could accrue wins so that they couldn't sack him at the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, it could
because they were definitely getting wins by the end of the year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, particularly when Cripps just
Eagles to lose versus the bye. No, that's Geelong.
I think Fremantle.
Geelong and Port Adelaide. Geelong and Port Adelaide always lose to the bye.
Yeah, I was very salty on the bye from Fremantle. We usually like it to refresh a little bit, and then we lost Roy Lobb, and all just went to shit.
That's easy. I swear to God, that should be like high or
that's got to be something.
Whatever.
Maybe he was backed into there.
Soccer, or you didn't do that very well.
No, there was a guy on. You had to keep it moving.
It wasn't even just that there was a guy on. You saw the players enclosing on you. You needed to get that forward still. He shouldn't have taken possession there.
Quick thoughts on Ellis Yeomans last month has been super impressive for the Crows.
Yeah.
I've been weirdly just bumping into watching the Crows at certain times, and he's been great.
Ellis Yeomans an interesting case. He comes in and out of form.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, if he could sustain it, he'd be a really, really high-level midfielder.
That's a mark.
Competition. Docker Fan 101, I tend to agree with you. Fremantle has lost most of their good players. They still have their best player,
and the best player in the competition.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but Nat Fyfe still is the best competition.
I think I tend to agree with you. Although, of course, me saying it sounds biased, but I'm glad you're saying it. Not all their good players, Docker Fan. Not all.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Let's give Griffin Logue a chance. I'd like to see what he can do.
Oh, I feel like I'm too close to the microphone. See that crow in the centre back there? That's where I'd be going. He's gone a bit far. Jesus, worked out.
How did that happen? Who just let Rory Sloane go free there? Come off it, Richmond.
# bring back Pav. Do you reckon? I reckon Pav would still be a good player.
Yeah, he's a fit man. He stays fit.
5 points down now. The Adelaide Crows. They've had complete control over this. I think Richmond have only had one inside 50.
This is just a complete carbon copy of last week for Richmond that I'm watching. I feel like. How they got the week before they got done by North Melbourne? Were they good in the first quarter?
They've not been good at all this year. People were starting to talk them up because they had 4 wins in a row. But even in those 4 wins in a row, that was not impressive. Not impressive.
I'm still sour on the Freo game where they came to town, and I thought Fremantle could have won that game.
I have an interesting question for you all that was raised on Reddit a few weeks, maybe last week.
Okay.
Who would you prefer in your team, Matthew Pavlich? Who would you prefer in your team, or who was the better forward? I can't remember. Matthew Pavlich or Nick Riewoldt?
Oh, I think about this all the time. Just with these specific two guys.
I think Pav.
I think Pav as well. I
think Pav's a better forward than Riewoldt.
Yeah.
And he's better around the ground.
Yeah, I thought so. But again, not by much. I think back to Nick Riewoldt and the dominance that he could cause.
Riewoldt did have huge dominance, but I think Pav also had huge dominance.
How many goals did Nick Riewoldt finish with for his career? That could be a defining stat. Pav got to 700.
7 to 800. They're similar. Yeah. They're not too far off.
I don't know where Riewoldt got.
Riewoldt for sure. Pavlich. This is very interesting. Yeah. It's a very interesting question.
It's a good debate. I want to say
Pavlich has been an All-Australian in
every position.
4 different positions. Backline.
Yeah. The only one is
fullback, midfielder, forward, half forward, and full forward. I think. 4 different positions.
Yeah, he's a 6-time All-Australian. I don't know how many times Nick Riewoldt made it. Probably similar.
5, I think.
Yeah, I'd say somewhere around then. Yeah, there's not much separating them at all.
And they're on similar games as well.
Yeah, they are. Like, I just...
It is a very good question.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It is a very good question.
Actually, interesting thing about that
is... I tell you, Pete... And this is probably where things get a bit lost, is peak Pavlich never played in a good team.
No.
Whereas peak Riewoldt did. But peak Pavlich still played exceptionally well.
I say this time and time again. Give me 2007, 2006 Matthew Pavlich with the 2013 grand final team. Give me that. And you're looking at probably a premiership team.
Yeah. Well,
I wish...
saying that, Fremantle probably should have won that game, but they just couldn't kick straight.
Yeah, they just couldn't. Yeah.
They couldn't kick straight.
And that went on to
so even a decent Pavlich probably wouldn't fix that.
It was a really interesting concept. Like, he played his best footy in terrible teams. I remember one...
Absolutely terrible team.
I think it was 2006, and there was a 4-week stretch where he had something like 24, 25 goals, and I was just...
718 goals for Riewoldt, and I think Pavlich was close to that as well.
I think Pav finished down on 700. I think he got his 700th in his last game.
All of their stats, like games played, goals kicked, they're very similar when you're comparing the two.
They are really similar players too. Like, they both loved moving around the ground,
which is also interesting then, because if they've played similar amount of games and yet Pavlich didn't play in the forward line as much as Riewoldt did, you'd have to say that he's a better forward player.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. It's interesting, hey. I would tend to go with Pav, but
I would go with Pav as well.
Yeah. Tough one though.
Pav's exactly 700. So there's only 18 goals between them. I'd be interested to know how many games each of them played.
Pav was somewhere around 353 or something like that. He just passed 350. I remember they got smashed in his 350th by Sydney, and in his final game, which was only about 3 weeks later, they beat the Dogs.
Adelaide are now sitting on 2-6.
Jesus.
No, that's not good.
That. So they've had, what?
They should be. They should be at least 20 points up.
Yeah.
And they're 3 points down.
I want to check what Brad Crouch is on. I want to see how much. So he had 12 at quarter time, right? Oh, okay, yeah, there we go.
He's on 16.
16. So, I mean, he's still accumulating enough. He's still accumulating.
Have 353 career games. Yeah, you're pretty much dead on the money.
Yeah.
And Andrew will let us know how much Riewoldt got. It would have been close.
Yeah. Yeah, it had to have been.
I tell you what, Richmond cannot bring the ball out of their back.
They've got no space. Every time
336. So Pav played more games and kicked slightly less goals. So
did play backline for 2 seasons though. We'll grant him that.
And they played in the midfield for about 2 seasons as well.
Actually, he played midfield. Like I know he predominantly a forward under Ross Lyon, but he played a lot of midfield with Ross Lyon as the coach as well. So
yeah. But he did play a lot of midfield.
Yeah, he played a lot of midfield.
Even with Harvey, he played a lot of midfield.
Yeah.
At the end of Harvey's coaching tenure, he played midfield.
Harvey sort of moved him back there. Like, he'd made an All-Australian team as a midfielder and then went to just being a full forward and then came back to being a midfielder under Harvey, and Ross Lyon sort of continued
as a midfielder, he still kicked over 60 goals, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Which is insane to think.
I remember he was robbed of an All-Australian in 2012 and he was just dominant then.
There we go.
Ellis Yellman 10.
Now they kick in the front.
Okay. They're in front. All right, there we go.
They've got it now.
I think that might be my call to get a beer.
I was going to wait until halftime.
Actually, it'd be a bad idea for you because you've got to go out and pour.
Yep.
But me, having been smart and brought my beers in,
yes,
as I'm off camera unprofessionally.
The problem is, well, you're not quite off camera, but
excellent.
The problem is though, yours are warming up.
Yes, that they are.
Which is not great and you're drinking lager, are you?
Yes, I am. I did get them fresh out of the cool room just before I got here, swear to God. So they're not too bad.
But they are warming up.
I think by the next one I'm going to have to get the ones that are in the fridge. Yes.
This guy is probably going to be the freakiest player around goal I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think so.
No one kicks as many freak goals
as frequently,
consistently than this man does.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head that is as good. I mean, like, there are guys that were as freakish, but not as consistently freakish. You know? You
could make a claim for maybe Milne. He did some freakish stuff around the forward line, but Eddie Betts is just on
Yeah.
another level.
I mean,
Tex Miss.
I
Oh
think
my
when he
God.
retires, we're just going to unanimously crown him the best small forward of all time. Are we?
I think you'd have to now.
yeah. Who else is above him? I don't know.
Well, I think Matthews played as a small forward, though, did he?
Maybe.
And he's probably the best player of all time.
I won't throw this name in there as the best small forward of all time because that'd be ridiculous. But my favourite small forward of all time is Michael O'Loughlin from Sydney.
Yeah.
Loved watching him play.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
I consistently remember all the time the qualifying final in West Coast.
Yeah, is that when
and
he yelled
he's
at the
right
fan?
up in the face of the fan? That is
him
one
and
of
West
the
Coast
best,
had good, healthy
it is
rivalry.
one of the best
Yeah.
images for rivalry you'll ever see.
Yeah, and the
The
fan is
was just like
Yeah.
right over and they're right.
They're
That's
really
that was,
going at
that
each
was a
other.
Brilliant thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dusty Martin's going to be sitting on some good
59,
points.
yeah. He's really picked up in the fantasy game over the last
That's why I brought him
month
back
or so
in,
because
yeah.
he was cheap at the time that you would have brought him back in.
Yeah,
Right?
I brought him in maybe two, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised I won my fantasy last week. I scored over 2,000 points. I'm happy with that.
Really?
Yeah,
I got-
happy with that. What this another guy in my league scored over 2,200 points with 18
On a bye
players.
round. Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ!
Oh my
But he's
God.
absolutely shanked it for the next 2 rounds. He says so.
Oh, okay, good. I got to
Mind you, so have I. So I can't really say anything.
I think I got high 1900s and had a win last week, but it was a overdue win. I've
Yeah.
been going badly, and this week's not helping me.
I'm just gonna refresh this, make sure that the chat's not bugged out on me like it did last week. Nah, all good.
Oh, that's a shocking handball. Good, it was tenacious. I like that.
not
That's
a
a
good
shocking
kick.
kick. Oh,
And he
it was
played
ambitious.
on.
Super ambitious. There's Crouch again. Laird's killing it. What is he on? He's got 12 disposals. 13
Yeah, he's
now,
gone all right.
maybe. Yeah,
I had a
13
choice to
now.
bring in either Laird or Hooley, and I brought Hooley in.
I had a choice trying to cut some money and save a bit of cash.
I had 400k last week, so I
right.
spent big last week.
Yeah.
I still got like 100k, so
I can't remember the trades I made this
good.
week specifically. I bought Will Brodie into my team because he had a massive week last week. Just sort of hoping he can stick around 100. He had 142 last week, Will Brodie. Don't know his actual numbers, but I know his fantasy points.
Yeah. Which, let's be honest, is not a particularly great indicator.
No, of a big game,
For
but
anything. No players on the bench for a long period of time. Lockie Murphy out in the first quarter is pretty big, though.
yeah. For them to be down a rotation yet still come out dominating here against Richmond.
Yeah, but the problem is their domination hasn't converted to score.
Yeah,
And you worry that if Richmond come out and play some decent footy in the next half, this is going to really hurt.
yeah. They only have 2 goals this quarter now for all this domination, Adelaide. Like.
That's got to be
This
holding
is
the ball.
what's killing.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I saw just a Sydney Stack breaking through. Was the last time I saw someone actually escape some pressure. There's a lot of one-on-one happening. There's a lot of contested ball.
There's a lot of zoning happening as well, which is working into Adelaide's favour. That's a brilliant kick by Martin. Nice, just over it's just over.
Here we go.
I take that back. That was not a brilliant kick by Martin. It was a horrible kick by Martin. He overcooked it,
He's going to get a second chance. That was a
and that's a shocking hand pass.
Cameron McIntosh saves the day there. That was a good hand pass. Oh, that's a bad kick.
Not good.
That's coming back in.
At the moment, they have been all quarter. Yep. Shoal. Yeah, easy.
He's been in good positions tonight, Shoal.
Yeah,
he might not have made the most of his marks and stuff.
He's had hands to the ball, but he just hasn't quite stuck them.
He's been exactly where Richmond would want him to be, I feel. Like he's that kick down, sort of making a contest at least. So
That's
good for
a
him.
shocking play.
Lynch, though! Cracking mark.
Makes it work.
It looked like it was just in slow motion. Wow.
He had no business.
And here we
winning
go.
that
This will hurt
contest.
Adelaide. This will really hurt Adelaide. They're going to lose the lead after 16 straight minutes of dominance. So that is shocking. What a mark by Lynch. Great kick too.
Yeah, he absolutely
handballed
messed up that guy. I don't know who he is. Who's number 15 on Adelaide's team?
Is that Hardigan at all? I don't know. Someone tell us who number 15 on Adelaide is.
Where's 15?
CBF scrolling.
He's 15.
He's not getting many points anyway for that.
It is Hardigan. How hell did you pick that out?
Muscle memory, something, I don't know.
This guy
Alright, so Richmond's
like
back in front.
Ryder.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I always hate this ad. It's so overkill. If someone asked me how many people died on the roads last year, I wouldn't immediately be sad answering. No. I'd just be like, I don't know, 100, something like that.
Well, it depends.
But they ask him, and this guy's immediately like, 70? Like, come on, man, cheer up.
Probably because he couldn't.
Although that's not saying road safety lightly. Please be safe on the roads, but that ad's ridiculous.
Oh, he sconed him in the back of the head. Oh, that would hurt so much.
Again, Docker fan, I couldn't agree more. The kick that Michael Walters did to win the game when he hit the
post. I wouldn't
post.
say it was a good kick. All he had to do was kick the ball and score.
And the commentators went on about that as if like it was some mean feat, and it's like 45 metres out.
All he had to
plays
do was
football.
kick. Although in saying that, in 2013, I want to say, who was it? Johnson goes to kick the goal against Sydney, and they don't even push it over the line, and it ends in a draw. That was absolutely ridiculous because he had two shots in the last 30 seconds and the exact same spot, and they both times didn't push it over the line.
I remember listening to that in the radio on the car on the way home from Perth, and I was with a mate who also barracks for Freo, and the minute he took the mark, the commentators described it as a shoe-in.
This is not good for Adelaide.
That's actually a really good kick, is it? No, it's not a good kick. Oh, Hardigan again. Oh,
he almost made that work.
He did that on his first goal, didn't he? He just got a random foot to it. Yeah. He's tried to do it again. Grab the ball, man. Hardigan's a mile off. He's getting killed.
This is not good for Adelaide. I told you, Richmond would come back at some point. I think that is not a good... That's out in the full.
Yeah, gotta be. I think this is where we realise that Adelaide are not Geelong.
Don't complain, mate. You were a metre out of bounds, man. Come on.
There's a big white line.
It's a shocking kick. You shouldn't have even been positioned there in the first place to ask for the kick.
Yeah. This is interesting. Who's kicking a goal here? Castagna. Okay.
He's not a bad shot.
He's not bad.
He cops
a bit of flack from Richmond supporters.
He does tend to kick these kinds of goals. That's the thing.
Yes. Yeah.
The impossible goals he tends to kick.
I'm always amazed. You go on like the Richmond Facebook page or something, and people just grill Castagna. And
yeah,
how's he the whipping boy?
Facebook page. That's why.
True. It's a bloodbath out there.
If you want insightful information and discussion, don't go to Facebook.
No, I want heat. I want blood. Give me the blood. I'm going to Facebook.
It is the worst place to go if you want. If you want to
join our Discord server instead.
Yeah, do that. I see what you did there.
I'm all about those plugs, man.
Andrew, actually, why have you not joined? I know you have Discord. Why have you not joined our Discord, man?
And I can actually heat up at people about this now because I have joined.
Finally.
I finally
After
got
about
there.
3 weeks of me asking you to.
I got there. The invitation actually expired, but I got there.
Crows need... I feel like the Crows actually do need to be in front at halftime to justify their domination in this quarter.
Now it's 5 minutes of them not going forward. I can't help but feel like while Adelaide's dominated, Richmond still deserved the lead for what they did in the first quarter compared to the next 5 minutes.
That's not great play. And that should be holding the ball.
Yeah, it should have. He dragged that in.
It's not only that he dragged it in, he picked it up. Like, he knew the contact was coming as well. And he made no genuine attempt.
Yeah.
You're going to make a genuine attempt to get it out.
Well, did you say you put Rory Laird in your fantasy team?
No, It was a choice between Laird and Hooley, and I chose Hooley last week.
Not doing terribly.
Yeah, he's still all right. It's just not as good as bloody Laird. 73. I had Laird last year, but he hasn't been as good this year.
I had the opportunity to put Laird in this week, and I decided to stick with Crisp, who's seen me through a rough patch. I wasn't getting rid of Cripps.
Oh, that's not good. It's not good.
Soccer it again, man. You love soccering it. Just keep doing it.
The whole second. No one knows what he's... I don't even think he knows what he's doing, and it's confusing the hell out of everyone.
Richmond some footy. That was quite good.
It's a very good question that you raised there.
I believe that was Wayne Carey, was it?
It is, and he shouldn't be.
It's about time
on
that we
TV.
check on what... no, we should not be. Naish is on 40, continuing some solid form for Naish. Show is on 39 with 6 touches, 4
What's his
hit-outs, 2 tackles,
I'm interested to know what his price is as to whether...
I think he was really low. I actually looked at bringing him in this week and I bought in Noah Bolter instead,
Because
which
he'd
I'm
be a
very
good
upset
bench
about.
option. He'd be a very good bench option, I
Yeah.
think, if he's going to be staying in the team.
Absolutely. I haven't had a bench ruckman all year. I just haven't been able to trade one in at all.
Daniel Rioli is a good player, but he's not been good this year. That's why he's been in and out of the team a bit. And Hayeks, anyone have a bet on the game? I don't actually bet. I forget to all the time. I think next year we're going to look at doing something.
Yeah.
But this year, no, we're not.
Yeah,
Next year, I think what we're going to be doing, I think we discussed it.
Yeah, we have.
So
I
we'll
think,
let you know for those that are here about doing something like $10 with our certainties.
Yeah.
And if we have winnings, then they go towards a charity of some description.
Which,
or
judging
something.
by my certainties, we won't have money. We won't
You've only got one, haven't you?
I think one, yeah. At the week before the week just gone, so, yeah. Which I think was shaky. I can't remember, but it was shaky.
Well, they're all supposed to be shaky.
I mean,
that's
they're
the
all-
point.
yeah.
That's the point. I've only dropped one.
We should really make certainties.
I
at
was
some
yeah.
point, shouldn't we?
I was going to.
At
So
some
at the end
point.
of the game, we'll have a quick chat about the game, and then we'll talk about the following games.
Yeah.
And we'll make some certainties out of
Excellent.
that. I'm at the TAB. No.
The odd time I have a bet on the TAB, it's really maybe I've had a few too many beers at a pub that's got a TAB, and I think Matt Taberner's probably going to kick the first goal or something, and then he lets me down every time.
Yeah. I the last time I had a bet on a game was last year's grand final, and I had a 6-bet multi on the grand final where a number of things were put in place. So I had who was going to be the leading disposal winner, who was going to win, the first goal kicker, and a couple of others. And the only one that I fell short on was Josh Kennedy to kick the opening goal. And he had the opening shot, and he missed, and my odds were something like 400 to 1. And
man.
I had $10 on it, so he cost me $4,000. By missing his shot. By missing his shot. Oh, because I only lost $10, but
and won a premiership, so I suppose there's not too much.
I'm watching you guys and Caden McDonald's stream. Oh, you watch Caden McDonald as well, Docker fan. There you go. Well, awesome. We're better, right?
And, we are. And also, yes, Daniel, do gamble responsibly.
Exactly, Daniel.
Which I
good
tend
solid
not to do,
choice.
so please do, because I know the pain of it.
It's probably one of the only reasons I haven't actually gone through any sort of sponsorship for the channel with regards to betting.
Yeah.
At this stage.
I take the piss out of Taberner, but he did actually come through for me in this year's derby where I had him for Fremantle's first goal. The only problem was he got it midway through the second quarter, and I was like, oh, come on, Fremantle. Like, that is a bet I'd be happy to lose. Just kick a damn goal.
Yeah. Well, that's very interesting.
That is.
Richmond 36 to 25. They're 11 points up. And let's be fair, Adelaide had control of that game for about of that quarter.
For 80% of that quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Richmond just turned it on really in the last few minutes.
So Adelaide might not get this.
Yeah, I don't. Well, we'll put it this way: they've been the better team so far. In patches, obviously. In the second
thing
quarter,
that's costing them is their behinds.
Yeah, well,
they've kicked 3 goals and they've had 7 behinds. So they're 3 and 7. Only 2 of those have been rushed.
Yes,
So that's 5 shots they've missed.
they've had.
That's not great.
Inside 50s, they are up 33 to 20.
That's huge.
That's massive. So for Richmond to only have 20 inside 50s and still be in front is
actually
insane.
You'd be able to see for this quarter, for the second quarter, time in forward half.
All right, hang on.
I
Am I
think
going to have to
you
go
can-
to the AFL app for that one? I think so.
Yeah. You should be able to see that, and I'd be very interested to know how long they had it in their forward half.
This goal was amazing. By the
I
way,
didn't watch it.
everybody.
I was listening to it.
That was fantastic.
Really, you had to show Dean Cox on the replay there as well. As
The salt of the
come on.
Oh, there we go. There's the freak we were talking about. There's Eddie. Okay, so hang on. What am I? I'm looking here. Where am I actually looking for time in forward half? Here. Where am I?
Teams.
Ah, yeah, all right. Here we go.
Time in possession for this quarter, 50% to Adelaide, 36%.
I mean, which is a big gap. Like, Adelaide had a lot of footy that quarter.
Adelaide have had the better disposal efficiency as well.
Really?
Which is surprising, yeah.
Wow. Not inside 50, surely. Although the disposal inside 50 has probably not been awful. It's just been under pressure when they sort of get it in there.
They've only had 3 more turnovers. So they've had a lot more of the ball too. It's 211 disposals to 189.
Oh, that is a discrepancy. Yeah.
It's only about 20 disposals discrepancies.
Yeah,
it's not that big. It's about 22 disposals.
Yeah.
And they've only had two or three extra turnovers, so it's not big. Well, I found 1 or 2 of your old live streams while driving. God, that made me laugh. The side of you doesn't come out. Oh, are you talking about my channel, my personal channel? How the hell did you find that, man? Yeah, that's
As in you were
those
driving.
some interesting things. Yeah, right. Okay, so right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. And there are a couple of people here on the stream that will know what you're talking about too. Andrew and DocaFan have actually come over from my old channel.
Right, okay. Yeah.
To follow me into this channel. And whilst I was working, I would have my phone as a live stream.
Right.
And I'd just be talking to people on my channel and everything. Can someone link me? Oh, Daniel! God damn it! Just search my my Discord name, Daniel Cleef, and you'll find the channel. It's the first one that comes up. It's the only one that comes up, actually. I am going to pour myself a drink.
You go ahead. I'm gonna chat here and see what we've got. I just I want to know if you guys are there. Give me some more comparisons for players. Throw some at me because I was super intrigued from the Pav Rewalt thing, and I've been split on that for years. So if anyone's actually got some that you can just throw at me, and let's compare players. I mean, we were comparing even great small forwards before, and Betts Matthews got raised. I mean, and further to that, who do you think is actually the best small forward in the comp at the moment? I'd be really keen to find out that. My vote's clearly going to reside with Michael Walters, but, maybe there's a better one out there that I just haven't been watching. So, comparisons, anything like that, let's do halftime talk. Okay, True Footy, love your work, Justin. Did you say you reported on Country Footy or something previously? Sorry, I realise this isn't answering the question. No, don't worry about the question I was currently answering, mate. I currently report on Country Footy here for what we call the Peel Football and Netball League, although I'm not really a netball reporter. I don't know the first thing about it. So, Footy, I believe teams encompassing the league, Pinjarra, Rockingham, if you're familiar with the Peel Mandurah area of WA, that is currently my line of work. We're at a general bye this weekend. I really don't know what to do with myself. So, it's a good line of work. It's not a good paying line of work, but it's a good line of work. So, yeah. Country Footy, man. I enjoy it. I'm trying to think of AFL players that we have in the league at the moment. Ex-AFL players. Kepler Bradley played last year for Waroona. And Brock O'Brien, ex-Fremantle player, currently plays for Pinjarra. Blaine Johnson, who spent a year with Carlton also, and then was a South Fremantle star, is currently playing for Baldivis. So, yeah. You guys are a good team. Thanks, True Footy. We appreciate that. We try to be.
Yeah.
We've trying to get some comparisons going here, man. What else have we got compared to I guess the
So Daniel, my brother-in-law actually knows Camden McIntosh personally.
Yeah, he comes back to Pinjarra a lot these days to do because Pinjarra's senior high school has their own football academy, which is producing really good talent. Camden McIntosh being one of them. So he comes back to the school a lot to help out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good guy, Camden.
Actually, I should plug, for those of you that haven't seen True Footy's content before, or Jesse, who's talking to us now, I would implore you to go and actually check him out and check the channel out, because they do have some interesting stuff, and they do a podcast every now and then. They've been really slack on it this year. But unfortunately, they'll be void of content for about a month there, because he goes over to Europe in July.
Okay. Who plans that trip mid-footy season?
In July,
What are you doing,
I don't think he. Well, I think he realised it, but you got to. Unless you want to go for the snow over in Europe, you want to go in the middle of the year. So.
My partner actually, funnily enough, recently pitched a trip overseas somewhere in mid-September, and it was met with a raucous round of laughs. I'm not going anywhere in mid-September.
No, I just booked off grand final for this year. I always book grand final off every year.
Yeah.
So that's booked in. Last year it worked out very well because we won.
Man, what I wouldn't give.
And Daniel, you're one of the lucky few that didn't.
Only two. Can't suppose of Perth.
Oh, really? Really? I wasn't aware of that, man. Yeah, that's kind of annoying for you. How come? So what? Are you just going to do it as two people for the podcast now, or is it? Or are you looking at doing something different now, or whatever? Because you guys are up in Perth, which would be, I think we'd both be willing to jump on board with it, but it's in Perth, it's too far for me because of my work schedule is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And your work schedule is not much easier.
Yeah, no, during the week work sucks. And weekend work, I'm happy to. I can work that around, but it's good to. It's actually like let's talk Thursday night footy.
I love Thursday night.
I love it.
And especially because I actually don't work Thursday nights, so it's the only night and only day, because I work all day Friday, all day Saturday, and I work like from Sunday afternoon, so I don't get to watch any footy ever, and it sucks. So Thursday night, I love Thursday.
The more during the week,
it's brilliant because West Coast play next Thursday night, which
will
be here again.
Against Essendon.
Yeah, we will be here again next week.
Which I'm super keen to see you barracking in your native.
It's not going to be a happy thing.
If you're anything close to what I am with Fremantle,
if we're
it will be
down,
an awkward.
I'm just going to be like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
To be fair, I don't think you will be down. I think the Eagles should be coming fresh off their bye and into a home game against Essendon. Well, Essendon's given them fits at home recently, haven't they? Or recently, for a while.
No, Essendon have only beaten West Coast at home once, and I think the last time that they beat them was Joe Watson's return.
No, I thought Essendon won at Optus Stadium against the Eagles last year.
Last year, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But the last time they beat
before that
in Perth was Joe Watson's return, I think.
Okay, so it is. It does stretch
like
back
2015 or something like that, I think. Or maybe earlier than that.
Okay.
So, no, Perth is not a happy hunting ground for the Bombers. Joel, we have spoken about it before. How do you guys get that live score? I've never had a crack at live stream. So this is something this is my department. Joel, Justin has absolutely no idea.
No, I just rock up and talk.
Any of the background
it's
stuff.
It's really easy for me. I'm very appreciative.
Pretty much all of the background stuff for the streams and the videos, except for Joel's videos. I do everything. Everything.
I feel super bad because I rock up and I'm like willing to help, but literally all I do is go get these chairs and put them in place because I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Basically, what I have running in the background is OBS, which is the program that I use to stream through to YouTube. I've got the AFL.com.au website down as a source. So as a view source, which has on the opening page. So if you actually go to the actual website, not on your phone, on the website, you'll see just above the ladder and just above where all the matches are, this very thing there. And all I've just done is cut out the rest of the web page. We might need to do a party watch with me. That'll be an experience. I'm getting used to the filming stuff. Yes, Joel, that would be absolutely brilliant, but I think it works best in person. Unfortunately, you're in Adelaide.
Yeah.
So that's a pain in the...
How are you going tonight, by the way, Joel? Like, what are you
Yeah,
thinking,
you're 11
man?
points
Like,
down, man. I'm very interested to have you in the chat with us with your team because you
That's a
are an
bad final
absolute
few minutes.
riot to be able to watch with. And True Footy, Jesse, I've offered you help with your own stuff, and I'm more than happy to help you with any of that. If you do decide to do live streams in the future, or even with your audio and stuff like that I've had a chat to you about before. So
I'm gonna track back through the Discord here.
Joel is the best to watch footy with.
Everyone,
honestly,
everyone thought and wanted Adelaide to win really bad tonight in the Discord. We got Jay saying he hopes the Tigers fall apart. Jay's actually there tonight at the game, I believe.
I'm surprised Joel's not, actually.
I think Joel obviously really wanted to win. Hayek said Adelaide by 10 goals, so they've really got some work to do.
And Hayek came in here saying laughing that Adelaide were down.
Where do we go from here? Like, what's your tip? What do you think's going to happen?
Adelaide have had more of the play. If they start kicking straight, they win. But because they've been missing, their confidence could be down. And Richmond's confidence, having kicked the last 2 goals of the game, despite having none of the play in that quarter, it could be an interesting second half. I'm really
torn because I feel like Adelaide's playing a more sustainable brand of footy, but they're not scoring.
Yeah, so we didn't actually see the incident of Murphy. I was quite rushing to get this up and running.
Yeah, and I missed it too.
So we didn't actually see Murphy. We only actually noticed that Murphy was out because we're watching on an iPad. So it's got some of the stats and everything that we can see live, and we can see the interchange bench.
Yeah.
I noticed that Murphy had injured next to him, but we didn't actually see the incident. We don't know what's wrong with him. So.
Yeah. So I mean, look, our prayers are with him, Joel. That's all I can say.
What actually happened? Was it like a knock, or did he do his knee?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Hey, I can't even. Can you figure it out? If I look.
It'll be on the AFL app.
Yeah, on their live tracker, right? Like
no. If you just go into their news, it'll probably be a video feed of it.
Oh, yeah, of course, right? Yeah.
Or just a report saying this is what happened, or something like that. That's normally so. If you just go news, there'll be something of it there.
Crow goes off after friendly fire. Okay. All right. So clearly, an innocuous friendly knock.
No idea, didn't say. Yeah, so we're about to watch the footage.
Yeah.
Of whatever happened.
So he's...
Once it loads.
Yeah, once it buffers for us and gives us the old C-Bus Super Fun plug.
I tell you what, I cannot wait to be able to monetize on this channel.
I think... Oh, it looks like a head clash, was it?
Tex cleaned him up.
Yeah, Tex got him good. Get out of the man's way. Get out of the captain's way.
Tex completely
Josh Jenkins
cleaned him
had to
up.
get out of his way.
Jesus.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how he goes from there. Like, didn't look like he's going to miss too much time from it. I don't know what the ramifications
No, he'll be out for concussion.
Yeah.
Which, generally speaking, for concussion, it's about 2 weeks, depending on how heavy it is. They've got the bye this week, so next week.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I'm so
they haven't had the bye yet, so
I'm so sick of bye rounds.
Well, I'm happy that they split it up over 3 weeks.
I enjoy that better than having a whole week off footy.
Yeah.
I do.
Instead of having like 5 games one
though.
week and then 4 games the next week, I'm happy there's 6 games every week.
Yeah,
and it's good because over the bye rounds you get Thursday night footy.
Yeah,
which is true. It's almost 1 game a day except for Saturdays. Which
obviously, we had Monday footy with Queen's birthday as well, so we've only missed Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we're back into it, which is really good.
Yeah, love it.
Brad Crouch is on 24 disposals.
Yeah, he's killing it.
He's destroying it.
Actually, if we go down to disposals, the next leading disposal winner is Vlaston.
And Martin as well, both on 70. Oh,
and Laird.
Okay.
But still, they're 7 possessions behind Crouch.
Who's leading the tackle counts here? I can see Prestia's got 5. Who's putting the pressure
Graham?
on? Graham, Prestia, Higgins, Greenwood.
Greenwood's the leading Crows tackler with only 3. So that's not big
they need to
I'd be very interested to know
they need
how
to
many
put much more pressure on.
How many tackles they have in and of itself.
We able to find that? They already need the AFL app.
Scoreworm, look at that. I love looking at Scoreworm. I actually thought about putting Scoreworm on here, but I was just like, it's probably too much of a pain in the ass, to be honest. I'll be doing the Crows, so again, that'll be fun. Oh, you are doing the Crows, yeah. So
mid-season reviews, of course.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Must be time for the Tabasco. Oh, that's right. It is half time. We said that we were going to do that.
Okay.
Of course, High X is on that.
Yeah.
He's on that every single
I'm a pro at this by now, man.
I need to get a new spoon, though, because that spoon's been there since we did it last.
All right, let's do that. Okay. You go ahead.
Is that Wayne Carey playing?
I believe it is. Hey, do you want to grab me a cold beer? I'm only left with the warm one up there. Thanks. So yeah, no, those who don't know, as Hayek has so kindly pointed out, we both got our certainties wrong, which is a 50-50 tip we do. Both got them wrong. I can't remember who Ryan's... Oh, Ryan obviously had Richmond to beat Geelong. I had GWS to beat Adelaide. Both got them wrong, so we're both about to eat Tabasco sauce, which I'm a pro at by now because I did it last time I got my certainty wrong. I get my certainties wrong all the time, so it's fine. It's a full-on 20-minute rant for the Adelaide mid-season review. I'm looking forward to it, Joel. It's going to be super interesting. I personally dodge Freo like a bullet because I can't keep it within a time frame. I just talk forever. So yeah, while we wait for Ryan, what do we got? Everyone's sort of coming back on the ground. I mean, I'm keen to see what we can get from the Crows here. More so than I'm keen to see what we get from Richmond. Thanks, man.
I hate you, High X.
Yeah.
It's going to be a full 20-minute rant for it. Nah. Condense it down, man. Condense it down.
Right, here we are. With spoons up. Alright.
Pain in the ass. God damn. Dedicated viewer wants to punish us for something that we said that we'd do.
Make us live up to our word. Also, if anyone's got any punishment ideas, let us know. I think
the next one that we were going to do was the cinnamon challenge or something.
Yes, yeah. Which I've done once in my life.
I've never done. So.
I'd say it's not as painful, but it's far less pleasant than this. If that makes any sense at all.
That sucks.
I'm super hoping for this is to a spicy second half.
That's holding the ball.
Really?
Tried to duck out of it.
Busy pouring out my dignity here.
Why you do this to us, IX, man? Why you do this to us?
I'm trying to create an even spoonful here. You tell me.
That's probably about right.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good here. So bottoms up to Tabasco sauce, which, again, I hate because I am a spice wuss. All right. Cheers.
Do we dink?
Nah, let's not dink spoons. That's weird. All right. Again, immediately unpleasant. Thanks, IX. We really appreciate you coming along every week, man. I'm so glad you brought in cold beer.
All right, so Adelaide need to kick a couple of goals here quickly, I think.
Yes.
If they let Richmond score the first goal, it's not a great start to the first half. It's nothing. I put it in my popcorn. Fuck off, man.
Mid-watch party, not a bad idea for it, though. I feel like I can complain much more avidly here than I can on the regular show.
Mid-watch party, still not pleasant.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to grab this bottle opener here, guys, but I'm super struggling. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not conveying enough pain for the viewers, but I really want you to know that I am in pain. I hate this. I hate this with a passion.
I should let you guys know. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the stream as well. Let's get those.
Yes, please do.
Those likes churning for those of you that are here.
And, how How are you going? Because I'm a seasoned vet by now. I'm a pro. This is, I hate spice, but I'm a pro at this now.
Most of it, or fortunately or unfortunately, most of it went straight down the throat. So I don't really have much in my mouth, but it's mostly in the back of my throat.
Right, okay.
Whereas yours, because it starts in the mouth and then continues on back. So
I'm rookie error.
I'm clever.
I sound a seasoned vet,
am
but
actually quite a veteran at this because of my brother. We used to do some stupid shit on his channel. It's like we did the 2-litre milk challenge. We've done.
What was the 2-litre milk challenge?
You have to drink a 2-litre bottle of milk.
Oh, God. I can't drink a glass. I hate milk.
And so do I. I hate milk as well.
There's one. Just put that in the bank.
But the thing is, the interesting thing about it was... okay, Adelaide kicked a goal there. That's good. I've seen the one chip challenge on YouTube. No, I have not seen the one chip challenge on YouTube.
Are you talking about the hottest chip challenge there?
Oh, no. I would give it a go because... We have also done, Azza and I have done, Tabasco sauce, but we've done more than Tabasco sauce. We've done, some really hot stuff. Right. To the point where, I've got a super high pain threshold, so this doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
If anything, I'd probably put it on a little bit, but... and it's very interesting because Azza and I do both have high pain thresholds, and even though we were both eye-watering and stuff, we were both stone cold in the face, not willing to show any kind of pain or emotion or anything like that. It makes for really boring viewing. We used to do the same thing with trying not to laugh challenges and stuff because we're so competitive with each other. We didn't want to lose, and some hilarious stuff would come on the thing, and we'd just be like, it's just not, which is not good for. It's not fun viewing. So we had to scrap everything that we used to do.
All right, so Adelaide's making a push here. They've come out. They've got a little bit of intent by the look of it. They've scored early.
They missed another goal, so they're 4 points down. I think they've now got 4-8, 4-9?
4-8, yes, they're 4-8. That's dismal. I do. I don't know. It's good to see them score early, though. They need to score.
You might want to watch the videos before you try. In pain, but trying to not show emotion equals, is that the Freo fan slogan? Because Daniel's he's a West Coast.
To be fair, Daniel, I'm always in pain and always showing emotion, so you're 50% right.
To be fair, he's not wrong either.
I like to think of myself more as a long-suffering tragic than a long-standing fan.
Yeah, unfortunately, Freo are a bit like that, aren't they?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Oh, come on, man.
Unfortunately for Freo. Fortunately for us, it's great ammunition. Which ship has never docked at Fremantle?
Oh, wow. Okay. The Titanic. Because it's at the bottom
you're not
of the
wrong.
sea.
It didn't dock anywhere.
Okay. That's a great tackle.
That's a brilliant tackle.
Jake Kelly, was it? Yeah. That's fantastic.
All right.
Tackles
Can we get
tackles of 51-26 in total.
Yeah, in Adelaide's favour, yeah?
No, in Richmond's favour.
Yeah, okay. So Adelaide wow, that's a shocking kick.
You're
an AFL player with no pressure.
It's actually the third bad out of bounds on the full we've seen tonight. Two from Adelaide, one from Richmond.
I was trying to say, can we get a 45-degree angle kick into the middle? Because if you can pull those off, it's just open. Wow.
No one's really done that tonight.
Is that Keith? Keith?
I think it is. Yeah.
He's going to be a player. And they're, who is it? Melbourne are making a play for him.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, well, Melbourne. Wouldn't they want to just get Lever and May
I know.
What? Stop pinching Adelaide's good defenders.
Wow. Melbourne stealing Adelaide's defence. Name a better duo.
Carlton stealing GWS's
players. Just players, yeah, that's right.
They're second-rate players. That was the first time just now that we've seen someone, or that I've seen someone tonight actually go into the middle and try to look dangerous, and that was Dusty. Each side just seems to be using the wing a lot for mine.
That's holding the ball. He's just ducked out of a tackle.
I would have thought so. I'm play some corridor footy. I hope this game opens up. I'm a bit sick of seeing, just playing.
What a trap!
Oh, here we go. Who can the forward win? Jenkins, no.
Go for the ball, Jenkins.
He can do it here.
That's out.
That's out on the full.
Oh, that is shocking.
No. This guy, who's
shocking.
I should know this, but who's number 42 for Richmond here? Who's the guy that just kicked it out on the full? Is that like?
I don't know.
It's not Ellis. It's someone else.
No, it's not Ellis.
No.
42.
Totally should know that, but he's having a game where just nothing is going right for him.
Garthwaite.
Okay. Garthwaite is having a game where just nothing can go right for the poor guy. And that's in. There we go. So Adelaide scored 2 in the first 5 minutes.
Richmond need to put Caddy in the middle. I agree. Caddy is a midfielder who's been kind of changed to a forward to suit Richmond. Richmond have no midfield right now. Put him in the midfield.
It works. Him being in the forward line was obviously a huge benefit when you've got Cochin, Prestia and Martin and guys like that all fit and healthy and firing. But when Cochin's out, I would think he's the first guy that you try to move back. Let's change that. Back to our AFL fantasy watch.
Dusty Martin, 91.
Wow.
He's not even 3/4 time, man.
Crouch has got 2 touches, so he's up to 26 disposals. And O'Brien, with 10 disposals, somehow has 83 fantasy points. Oh, hit-outs, of course. Hit-outs. Riley O'Brien. He must have, 20.
He's also got 4 tackles and 5 marks.
Yeah.
Which is big.
And there goes Ellis Yeoman again. Ellis Yeoman's on 16, 17. He's tracking to go just under 30. Quietly having a very good game, Cam Ellis Yeoman. Yeah. Perhaps not quietly. I don't know. Quietly to me.
He's been considering the caliber of Adelaide's midfield as well.
Yes,
he's added a new dimension to that midfield.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with Hayek's there. With Caddy needing to be in the midfield, get him to win some footy. Just get whoever can win football. And here he is. He's got the footy now. Who did Richmond trade to Geelong to get Josh Caddy?
I don't know. Picks maybe.
Maybe.
He wasn't a free. He wasn't a free agent, was he?
No. He was traded.
Middle.
Yeah, middle. He's winning a lot of footy at the moment. What's he up to? 20 disposals. Middle. They need to get it forward. Richmond actually, when they've gone forward, haven't been bad.
I think Martin's
but they're just not getting it forward.
As maybe 70 middle, 30 forward.
Yeah.
That's where he's at his best.
So Richmond's they're not Adelaide tonight. Adelaide have had problems when they go forward. Richmond hasn't had problems when they go there.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, now that Richmond don't exactly have a midfield to back on, Martin's got to play midfield.
Cochin coming out of Richmond hurts them so much more than
Although I tell you what,
think it does.
I did tell you that when Cochin came back, it would hurt Martin.
Yes,
and it
did.
Yeah,
it did. Yeah, they're not overly, for guys who've won a premiership together, they're not overly compatible. You know.
Well, they were in 17.
I guess they were in 17.
But in saying that, Dustin Martin went to a completely different level in 17.
I think anyone was compatible with Dustin Martin in 2017.
I think Cochin's best year was 17 as well.
Oh, yeah, arguably, yeah. I mean, I know he's a Brownlow medalist. He's
a default Brownlow medalist, yes.
Yeah, but I tend to agree that his 2017 was his resurgent year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Before that,
and 18 was a good year for him as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd probably say 18 was a better year for him than 17.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, 17, Richmond just had the...
Here we go.
It was basically just
get the shot on goal. Come on, you've got...
Oh, that's a... Nah.
You're just playing around with the ball now. Just take a shot.
You've got to know how many...
Someone's got to have the responsibility to take it upon themselves to have the shot, and you're just playing around with the ball now.
I think you've got to know how many Richmond defenders had time to get back there too. You're not going to get a little acute pass in when you haven't had time to measure it.
Nice, Matty Crouch. Nice spin.
Oh, that was not bad by
had
Tex.
someone
Just
at
didn't
his
take the
foot.
mark.
There we
good
go.
hands.
Okay.
Really good hands.
Shot. And
That's
he's
a
got
cracking
it.
goal. Cracking goal. Is it Greenwood?
Finally got one.
Very good goal. Yeah, no, Greenwood. So Adelaide, no trouble scoring this quarter so far. Joel must be a very happy man.
Well, they've only just... Oh, not just taking the lead, but they're
took the lead on the goal before.
They're extending now.
Yeah.
Joel. Oh, Hugh Greenwood, yeah. I thought you were just making a sound effect then.
Yeah, they're really they're getting reward for effort finally, and that's bad for Richmond because Richmond's just. Although Richmond looks the same as they did before halftime.
No, I don't think Richmond are looking as bad. Their pressure is there, but Adelaide are working through the pressure a bit.
Yeah.
They're flapping around with the ball a bit too much, I think.
Yeah.
But the pressure from Richmond is there. And you can see that in the tackle count.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Yeah, Richmond's intent remains the same. They're not working it out as cleanly, which is to be expected when you're missing as many star players as them, I guess. So.
Not a good hand pass.
This could
That's
work. No.
not a good hand pass either. You're just trying to alleviate. That's dropping the ball. Yeah, see, they're not looking at what
they're picking some bad options.
Yeah, they're not actually.
Whereas Rory Laird there goes backwards to a guy who's open, and you'll see the movement here. Should be a free up forward line. Tex is
easy
there.
mark. Tex. Yeah.
Garthwaite not having a good night.
Don't.
Just go back and have the shot, man. I've seen you kick.
You're the captain.
Before.
You're the captain.
Just
go back and kick the goal.
This would be interesting.
The captain shouldn't always be looking.
Is he kicking this or not?
If he goes around the corner, yes. If he goes
for
drop punt, then no. There it is.
He's got it. It's a good kick. And here we go. What are they out to now? 15 points. Okay. So from 11 down to now 10 minutes into the third, or even are we even 10 minutes into the third? I don't even know if we're actually 10 minutes there, and it's 15.
Well, it says it on the
overlay. It's a 4-goal turnaround already.
13 minutes into the third.
Yeah. So there you go. 4-goal turnaround. This is writing on the wall.
In
stuff
saying that, that's total time. So that goes. That's
so
not.
It's probably about 8 minutes, 9 minutes gone in play.
Played.
Yeah.
Probably about 7 or 8 minutes played. There you go. 7 or 8 minutes played.
Yeah. So, for a 4-goal turnaround to happen that quickly, Richmond needs to get some composure.
Was it 5 goals? They were 2 goals down.
Oh, they were 2, yeah.
There's 5 goals in this term.
Yeah.
That's an incredible turnaround, actually.
Huge, yeah.
This could be a 10-goal quarter if they keep going.
They're not... It's funny, because I don't think they're exactly smashing Richmond at the,
Richmond up in the tempo here.
Yeah.
Richmond have upped the tempo.
Yeah. They need to respond. Dusty Martin has. He's really around the footy in that contest.
Yeah, Richmond have definitely upped the tempo. That's good.
Okay.
That's good. It's good pressure.
Castagna, look. This is a goal.
Look at this.
Oh! Totally thought he had that.
They've upped the pressure.
Yes.
They've just gone bang. No,
that was huge.
It's getting
that
away
was
from
big.
us here.
To finally actually get a decent shot from your clearance is good. And that's a good fist right there. Is that Grimes? Yeah. Was it?
No.
Don't know who that was. But that was really good.
The problem with Richmond's injuries at the moment is I don't know a lot of their players.
Yeah, I'm struggling to name a few. Even Garthwaite before, I had no idea who it was.
Nope. Well, this was his debut year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Imagine being a key position defender, making a debut.
Yeah.
Like in your first year sort of thing.
Yeah. And you're just going up against an era where, we're not exactly in the dominant era of the tall forward, but we're in an era where every team's got a decent one.
Yeah.
More
or less, yeah.
Yeah, you go against, Tom Hawkins is kind of the epitome of it, where he's a really, really good player, but he's not fully in the mode of god tall forward.
I got a talking point for you. Tom Boyd has been cleared to play
in the Eastern,
local footy.
Yeah, in the
local
Eastern
country footy.
Football League, which I believe is the top local league in Victoria.
Which I'm very happy that not only have the Bulldogs gotten on board with it, but the AFL have approved it as well.
Because he had to put in a special request to get deregistered from AFL.
From the Bulldogs.
From the Bulldogs, right.
Yeah. And the AFL themselves had to approve it. So I'm very happy that they did that.
Really
that's a brilliant kick by Eddie Betts.
This is dangerous here. Oh, that's lucky.
It's gone over the top. Ellis Yeoman, he's... No, God.
You've got to stick that tackle. You've got to stick that tackle.
He let him shrug it, and he had no idea it was coming.
It's a terrible tackle attempt. I don't know who it was. I tell you what,
if they showed this kick from Eddie Betts again, it was
whoever chased Eddie there put good pressure on, really good no give up pressure. But this tackle attempt,
drop mark, missed.
I don't know who's running that tackle. Ellis Yeoman had no idea you were coming. How do you know?
Yeah, and you let him shrug it. That's a shocking play by Richmond.
Yeah, that is. And who have we got shooting here? We've got.
That is a weird run-up.
Very good kick.
It's a weird run-up, though, isn't it?
Oh, it was Brodie Smith, was it? Yeah. Excellent. I've got Brodie Smith in fantasy.
So do I.
Brilliant. Back to Tom Boyd. Yeah, super happy for him because we talked a lot about him on Footy Rivals when he made his decision to retire.
Yes, we did.
We led the show with that, I believe, and for him to be back playing footy, and I read in the article on AFL.com.au that he was, while still signed with the Dogs, was always at these games with his mates. I think it's Norwood that he's playing for.
Not always, but a few weeks ago he was in the room
celebrating
with his mates.
Which, clearly it's important for him to enjoy his footy. It's good to see him not just step away from footy.
Yes.
He's not off footy. He's off high-level footy,
Yeah, which is different.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of people understand just how different AFL is.
Exactly.
And they're comparing it to their local footy experience.
No,
even the waffle is a different experience to both local and the AFL with regards to professionalism.
I don't know Tom Boyd at all or anything, obviously, but he strikes me as the kind of guy that just really has a group of mates that he kind of needs to be around, and they clearly sound like they play at Norwood.
To be fair, I don't think any player in the competition has been under as much scrutiny as what Tom Boyd has for his career.
And for him to come out and be a role
brilliant
model
kick by Hall, he doesn't quite work off, but geez, they're clever Richmond players.
Here we go.
Just
they're on a roll.
Forward.
They got a guy.
Quick hands, good.
That should have been a push in the back. That should have been a push in the back. That was really good by Stack. That handball was off, and his reach there to pull that in was good.
I see. I wouldn't even say the handball was off because the handball had to be super quick,
and it was under pressure. Yeah,
it had to be super. Like he had no time to hold on.
It was half a foot behind where it needed to be, and Stack sort of reeled it in. I thought that was good.
Tex,
well done, Shoal.
Easy mark.
That's really good by Shoal. Stick with the play. Bad by Tex, but obviously good by Shoal as well. But speaking of Tom Boyd and what he did and being a pioneer for guys to come out and say, hey, I've got a problem and I need some help.
Who's the latest player? Yeah, that's
Broadbent
right.
today. As of today.
Considering he only just made his footy return after 2 years.
2 years off.
That's
and he was
very
playing some good footy.
It's a very surprising thing to go.
Yeah, and he's only 28 years old. I thought Broadbent was a bit older than that, but he's only 28.
Yeah, we thought he was in his 30s or touching 30. Yeah. No, you're right, yeah. Well, that's because he's like Shannon Hearn. He looks 40. He's very deceptive.
Shannon Hearn, I swear to God, the man...
He's always
got to be like 40.
If you look at his first year at West Coast, which is in 2006 or something like that, he still looks 40.
Was he always rocking the widow's peak haircut?
Yeah, always.
Good. At least it's trademark. I still don't see much problem with what Richmond are doing. They're going well. They're just not getting a reward on the scoreboard.
No, Adelaide have absorbed the pressure pretty well.
Yeah, they have.
That's the key thing here.
Oh, it's a really... that was close to a grab. Oh, this would be something special. No way. Oh... That was like
Tom Lynch,
man. You look like Jason Williams from the Sacramento Kings there, behind the back.
Whoop.
Oh, wow.
Do you call that a throw?
Nah, that's a fumble. That's a very, very good fumble.
I thought maybe he was actually going to pull off around the back and then hands, but that was even better.
That was, literally just like a point guard pass in basketball or something. That was amazing.
That was brilliant.
Oh, here we go, Dusty. And he's going to finish that.
Yeah, he's got that easy.
Class.
Thank you, Dusty Martin.
That's what they need, just a bit of class to tick through.
So they're still in this game. Don't think
they're out of this. Is that going to tick over to 3, or was that actually second?
I think the stats are in front of the
broadcast.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Still very impressive. I mean, 8 marks, 4 tackles.
So we got Atkins off for 4 minutes. A lot of Richmond bench has been off for a fair bit of time. Caddy's only just come off. Menagy's only just come off. Do you know, there's a player that I don't hear much about at the moment is Menagy.
Not at all, hey. I mean, I need to see a little more of him, I don't actively go looking for Connor Menagy, to be fair, but
he was a player when he was coming through in his debut.
Everyone was like...
And he's just kind of... tapered off a bit there.
I think I'm going to be very depressed when I said Liam Baker and Noah Bolter are both in my fantasy side, and they are doing awfully.
Hey, buddy. Is it bedtime?
Hey, Zach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good night.
Come here. No. Come around here.
Yeah, come around that way, mate.
You don't need to come in the corners. Come here.
Daddy, you bring me.
You're going to be paying my butt again. Come here.
See you, Zach. Alright, so we're at, Joel, if you're still watching, let us know what your thoughts are on that. What the fuck was that? Yeah, no, I don't know what that was, Joel. What are you making of this Adelaide performance so far? Like, where are your boys at? They're doing, in your mind, is this good, bad? Have they been opportunistic? And as we see Sydney Stack cut the ball off there. I personally think this game's still totally, I mean, like, and it's stating the obvious because it's only 13 points in it and Richmond are pressing. But this is far more alive than Adelaide should let it be, as we see Rioli take a mark, just almost dead in front. Joel, I'm almost feeling your pain here, although I don't, care that much for Adelaide. If Rioli puts this through, then this is a massive danger sign for Adelaide, because they should be so much further in front. And he has.
Not good for Adelaide.
This is killing them.
I told you, Adelaide.
I mean, how quick of a turnaround in these patches. We watched
these misses for Adelaide could be harmful. We don't have any killer instinct. No, I tell you what, that's reflective in the tackles.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Actually, like there's no from Adelaide. Where's your grunt come from?
Who would you say in that team is the one player you look to enforce themselves on the game?
Kent Mellis-Yeoman, probably. I think
say,
maybe when he's up and running, he's at force.
No, but who would you go to say, I want you to lay the big tackle? Like,
you're either thinking, I don't know, maybe not guys who lay big tackles, but guys who might come up in big moments might be Greenwood or Sloan, I guess.
See, my go-to player I'm thinking would be Greenwood, but, like...
Because the two Crouch brothers are really good players, don't get me wrong, but they're not... Dustin Martin's giving them a lesson in killer instinct right now.
Oh, that was clean by Rioli, but not quite on the hands. Too hard on the hands.
Yeah, that
soften them up, buddy. You might be able to burst through a pack and just be able to pick up a rolling ball that's coming to you out of nowhere.
Don't expect your teammates to do the same.
Jesus.
Yeah, Adelaide strikes me as a team with the potential to play finals and get absolutely cooked in the first week, which I'm sure Joel is loath to hear.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It depends on which Adelaide team rocks up, because
this is true.
They do have a team that can go very well, but for whatever reason, Adelaide says it absolutely perfectly. They have no killer instinct in this team.
I tend to think that, and I'm not going to say Bryce Gibbs is a killer instinct player, but I think they could use him.
I don't think that's holding the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if that... I thought that...
I don't agree with that holding the ball, because he's only just picked the ball up.
Yeah.
What a bounce!
Oh, he's got it!
What a bounce!
Adelaide gets a bit of luck that they needed.
That's something that they definitely need. How many goals have Adelaide kicked now? Is that
I think
6
that might
or 7?
I think that's 7. I think
that's
on
a lot of goals in one quarter,
or something like that.
And
for this quarter, that might be 6 for this quarter.
In saying that, so if they've kicked 6 in the one quarter, and yet Richmond are still in distance,
well, this is what crazy. We were saying. To watch them, to watch Adelaide go on that 5-goal run in 8-9 minutes, and then Richmond just completely peg it back. That must sap some Adelaide, sap some energy out of Adelaide. Yeah. To see that happen. Very impressed with Riley O'Brien right now.
105, and it's not even 3/4 time. This is a huge fantasy scoring game.
If you're Adelaide, what do you do in terms of with Sam Jacobs if he's going to come back?
That's brilliant play there. Not a good kick.
Oh, it works. It's going to work.
Riley O'Brien's no idea what to do with it, though.
He's just bombing it forward. Oh,
Tex,
great
big
grab.
captain's grab.
Fantastic
He needs
grab.
to go back and kick this. You'd say that Tex Walker's best range is long range, but even this year, I don't think he's got a good range on him this year.
I think he needs to go back and just... Like this, for a 19-point lead, 5 minutes out of the fourth, this would settle.
I love watching footy with Joel. It is the best experience.
So he's got 1-3 tonight. That's swung.
It's on. Yeah.
That was important.
He does. He has a left to right
important.
swing on him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. That was very important.
So they go now. It's effectively 4 goals to get in front. 10 points up.
It's a big deal for
That's
Richmond.
That's a 5 kick lead, actually.
And Richmond have only scored 50 points all night so far. They'd have to get on a serious run and sustain a serious run.
Well, see, the thing is I think Richmond have been consistent over the 3 quarters, whereas Adelaide has had one
they've been
big
sporadic,
quarter.
yeah.
One big quarter.
Yeah.
So coming into the last quarter, do Adelaide continue that, or do they come back to what they were doing and Richmond keeps going on their consistent basis?
In that case, Richmond has a shot still. Like, I mean, there's 4 minutes left in this quarter. If Richmond peg 1 back and go in 13,
if
12,
they
2
get
goals
one
down,
if they get 1 or 2 goals, this is
2
still
goals down,
definitely
it's
game
really
on. However,
down.
if they concede another goal,
yeah,
it's looking to be a bit too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really wondering what
Look
Adelaide
at those
does
quick
when-
hands. Oh, that's not a good spoil. That's a risky spoil. But it works. It works. Relieve the pressure. Dusty Martin's got a big kick. He plays on straight away. Don't know why he did that.
he's really... but he's been doing that all night.
God, he's
Just about.
he lost. He went to leap on a player and he lost him. That's
Quite poor from the
Is that-
Richmond small forwards there.
Yeah,
I
it
thought.
is. Yeah.
Oh, they called
Okay,
it?
it's coming back
wow.
in. Well,
Okay.
it went straight to the
Yeah,
line.
I
That's going to be
guess,
called
yeah.
all the time. It's not over until they give up on a 33-point lead. Good callback, Daniel. I like
not
it.
even an Adelaide fan, and I hate that.
Play
because
on
that
go.
was my
Play on
certainty
go.
that
Yep,
week.
that's it.
Here we go.
Lynch,
There he is.
yeah,
Yeah,
easy.
He had
He
that
was
the whole time.
perfectly
The
primed
whole
for that.
time. He read that so well, timed his leap perfectly. He's threatened to... How many goals has he kicked? Has he kicked
2 or 3. Yeah, he's 2 or 3.
Because he's threatened to have a really big night. That was terrible from...
It's not
Was it
great
kicked
defense.
as
Look, no
well?
one's on him. Like,
They-
really, someone's
Well,
there, but no
they
one's got
were.
body pressure on him at all.
He was on him, and then he pushed off and gave Lynch space and never actually went to stick the space back to him.
All right, so Lynch comes in with a shot. This is an easy shot, really.
Yeah, he's got to kick this. This is important. And he does. All right.
Yeah. So let's go goals. Lynch is on 2 there,
2.
but I think that comes up to 3 because he has kicked 2 before. He kicked 2 in a row in the second quarter, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, super interested to see. Like, Tom Lynch, he's threatened to have a big game. I think he's played a really good game. Like, in terms of getting to the spot. That mark was sensational. That was
It was just good
timed.
positioning, good body
Perfectly
positioning,
timed.
yeah.
I mean, he got pushed
But
off
the
by
only thing
defender.
is there was no defender actually body on body contact with him.
Yeah.
That was basically an uncontested mark.
Exactly. He got pushed off by the defender, and the defender never just decided to make up the ground.
Yeah, not good forward play by
No.
him.
This game must be doing Joel's head in. Joel, this game has got to be killing you because
Okay,
you
so
look
maybe
like
he's
you're
only
about to run
kicked
and
2
blow it
goals
out,
then.
and
He must have only kicked 2 goals. Dusty
That's
Martin on
great
122
tackle.
fantasy points, and it's not even 3/4 time.
I don't think he's
I'm
missed
happy with that.
I don't think he's missed a centre bounce this quarter.
Dusty Martin?
I don't think he's missed one. I think Richmond's plan is clearly get him in the thick of it.
Does he have the tank to get through the whole game like that, though?
I am not sure. I think we're going to find out because I'm pretty sure Hardwick's strategy at the moment is literally...
Wow, completely pushed off the ball
yeah,
there.
That's very
That's
weak.
weak, yeah. That's okay. Good
Richmond
positioning. There's a
need-
lot of
yeah,
Adelaide players at the
Richmond
ball.
need numbers.
However, it means that Richmond are going to be down the line. Yeah, that's right.
That was Adelaide will take a stoppage there.
Adelaide needed to run the ball out of that particular contest instead of kicking down the line.
Yeah, they did. So goddamn annoying. This has got to be an annoying game for you, man. Because every 5 minute stretch, it looks like Adelaide's ready to blow it out, and then Richmond pegs it back. You know, every 5 minutes, it's just toing and froing.
Momentum is a huge thing in this sport.
Oh, massive, yeah.
I'm surprised at how quickly the momentum flows are ebbing and flowing in this game, actually.
Yeah, it's not even like quarter by quarter. It's literally 5 minutes by 5 minutes. Here's Ellis Yeoman.
Wow, what a spin.
Yeah.
What a spin. That's a shocking kick.
Oh, he thought he had it. Really well done by Ellis Yeoman to keep the play alive.
That spin completely opened up the defense.
if Ellis Yeoman gets
that's a push in the back.
It's got to be.
Anyway, we have been playing like that half the season. Yeah, it's fair. Unlucky.
Great grab.
See, Dusty Martin is looking to always be the outlet player from a contest.
Yeah, he has run.
That's an odd kick, but it could pay out with Daniel Rioli being there.
This is going to be a fantastic goal if it goes through.
Prestia.
Indecisive. Way too indecisive.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know. No, I thought that was going to bounce left. He didn't know what to do, though.
Yeah. That was ready to be a great goal.
However, they've got it in their 50. There's 36 seconds left. You'd think really only Richmond have a chance to score.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. I can't see Adelaide going... They're definitely not going
That's
coast
a good
to coast.
kick.
Yeah, it was a good kick. Oh, that was actually not bad by Garthwaite there. He was due.
Show.
Oh, the backwards.
He lost it. Yeah, he was expecting contact. Tex!
Kind of silly by
Big
Tex.
Texan.
You've got to get it on at that point.
Do you know?
Wow,
the way that he's playing, it reminds me in that Nui. In just a little bit, his stepping in and out of the contest. Lynch is in prime position. He dropped. He pushed him. He pushed him. He dropped the mark there, Lynch. You didn't need to do that.
Wow. Yeah, that was bad.
That was very lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, Lynch with a bad play there. That's so unlucky by him.
Just got a message from a mate of mine in our AFL fantasy group chat, throwing some expletives Noah Bolter's way because he is doing dismally tonight. So what's the margin here? Sorry, I've
13 points.
13 points.
You can see it on there.
Of course,
because I've got the overlay on the screen. Yeah,
brilliant.
I did say I was going to do that. I wanted to do something else, and I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Was that the scoreline that you mentioned earlier?
Well, yeah, but I wanted to put a different kind of scoreline up. But this one is actually better than the one that I had in mind. So I'm happy that I could get this to work. And I only had 2 minutes to figure out how to do it too.
Richmond a chance?
Oh, heavy chance. Yeah, big chance. This is game on. Yeah, 100%. Adelaide, over the last 10 minutes of the game. So since they kicked the opening 5 goals of that quarter, they've looked very shaky. Yeah. Very shaky.
Very shaky, yeah.
I'd be interested to see the tackles on the game too, because Richmond looks sharp in the tackles, but it's their ball use outside of inside the contest. They're super clean, and they're finding space inside the contest, but outside the contest they look shaky.
Yes, I agree. I'm very keen to see what these tackle stats have to say. Overall. Oh, wow.
It's going to be a big discrepancy, right?
Adelaide has laid 40 tackles through three quarters.
That's not...
and
not
Richmond
good.
has almost doubled them at 71.
Ooh.
So that is huge differential in pressure.
What is the disposal differential there?
We are sitting on 329 disposals for Adelaide and 275 for Richmond.
That's a huge discrepancy.
Adelaide's very far
So you would
front.
definitely expect Richmond to then be out-tackling them, but not by double.
Yeah, what strikes me as odd is Richmond seem to win a fair few clearances late there, and they're still down in clearances 32-18.
Yeah, so they're getting smashed in clearances, but the problem is their pressure on the ball carrier is affecting those clearances.
Yeah, so Adelaide's clearances aren't
which is actually helping Richmond pick off that ball coming.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they can launch from the back line.
You've also got 47 inside 50s to 34 Adelaide's favour.
Yeah, Adelaide are very,
13
very,
extra
very
inside
wasteful.
50s, only 2 goals in front.
Yeah, they're just, it's indicative. They're just bombing the ball in. They're not looking for the short option.
Far from ideal. Yeah.
I'm going to pour myself one more drink before the end of the
game.
You want another beer?
No, I'm good for now.
That's going to last you a quarter?
No, it's not. Go on. No. You may as well. Thank you very much. So Joel, I actually, if you're still listening, I'd like to ask what your actual thoughts on this team are, where you think they're at, if you think they're going to win. Are they actually going to come back and well, not come back, they're 13 up, but are they actually going to come back and put some semblance of good footy together and get a win here and come away? Because this is important for the season for Adelaide to move forward and stay in the finals hunt. I mean, if they're to lose, I mean, Freo and Port Adelaide play each other. One of them's got to win. I don't know if that puts them a game ahead or it puts one of them even. I don't know. Just keep driving. Yeah, it's a good point. You got to keep getting it forward. You've been getting it forward. Adelaide just, I don't know. It's funny because their forward line seems like it's got so many weapons in Walker, Betts, Jenkins, even other guys that can kick goals, like Gallucci and guys like that. So I don't know what the problem is tonight. I haven't watched it too intensively for their forward line to sort of explain where I think they're at. But I can't explain why they're not getting goals, and Richmond somehow seem to be making the most of their inside 50s. I have no idea. We were pretty average against GWS, but a 5-minute burst put us way ahead. Not a bad point about the 5-minute burst, because this whole game has been 5-minute bursts. So maybe you're looking at just needing one good 5 to maybe stretch a 5-minute burst into a 10-minute burst, and away you go. Maybe that's what it is, Joe. I think, as Hayek's got to say, check out Caden McDonald's channel. Very boring. Thanks, man.
Did you just have a look at it, Hayek's? Yeah, I don't watch much of his stuff.
I haven't watched any of Caden McDonald's stuff, I must admit. So I'm in the dark.
He and his mates that are on it are the essence of what a typical bogan Aussie football fan.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
Which appeals to some people.
Yeah.
And in some respects it appeals to me, but there's no real analysis or anything like what we do here, per se.
Absolutely.
But he does have some good, interesting stuff. Like they do occasionally like some music skits.
Oh, okay, right.
And rip tracks sort of thing, which are very high quality and very good.
Yeah.
Eddie stood up, but I have no idea. What have I missed? I have no idea. We were pretty average against
Joel and I were going over how we think Adelaide can win this game, what the problem is in terms of scoring, But Joel raised a good point in saying that a 5-minute burst got them over the line against GWS. It could literally be enough to get them over the line here.
They just need to keep They've been pretty good at absorbing Richmond's pressure.
Yeah, I think they have.
All game. Can they do it for another quarter? That's one question.
I'm going to be very interested to see that.
There you go. There's a stat that you would have heard if you're watching the game live. Fourth quarters are Adelaide's. Was it Adelaide's or Richmond's Achilles heel this year?
I think it's Adelaide's. I think Richmond's actually been okay in fourth quarters, but maybe I'm getting that wrong.
You could be thinking of last year.
Yeah, it could be.
It's very hard to distinguish last year's Richmond to this year. You just think, they should be able to do this, but this year they're not doing any of that stuff.
Yeah, they've got different issues.
Daniel Talia is injured.
We're
looking at that on the live bench. So at the moment,
seriously open things
the
up.
Crows could be two players down.
Do you believe that teams need to have a good run towards the back end of a season, or can teams like Geelong remain dominant until the big dance?
So it's interesting. I don't think teams need to be dominant in the back end of the season. I think the start of the season is more important than the back end of the season.
100%.
However, they still need to be having good form in the back end of the year. We saw that with Fremantle in 2015.
Yeah.
They had a very dominant start, but they didn't have good form
really
in the
came
back
to
end.
A halt. Yeah.
But in Geelong's successful years, they were very dominant into start to the point where they could rest players in the back end of the year, but they were still playing good footy, not dominant footy in the back half of the year. So it depends on how they're playing.
The team I would point to is the Bulldogs of 2016. Lost their last game to Fremantle, who were bottom 3.
They had a perfect finals run,
and then just came together.
That bye,
I don't know. Yeah, the bye. The bye was very helpful.
Everything for them.
Yeah,
Dusty Martin just keeps churning it up.
He's killing them. He's been an absolute force.
I thought Lynch would get
Even then, that was still good to get in the position he was in. That's without the ball.
Yeah, how is that?
He's earned it. Yeah, he's got
took a long time to call that. It's got to be an
advantage. Yeah, it's a really good advantage to take.
I'm not sure, actually. Because it's only about 5 metres closer.
Yeah.
He's a right footer on the wrong side of the ground. Whereas the other guy would have been a right footer on the right side of the ground.
Oh, it would have been a little further.
It's about
out.
10 minutes. Yeah, it's about 10 metres in. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
10 metres in.
You get a little bit more of a comfortable shot.
I think, Joel, you're watching this live on TV or live, so you're about 30 seconds in front of us here.
I think he's screaming at the Talia injury, perhaps.
Possibly. That's
a very good kick.
Oh, it's close. You could see it was close. It was just drifting to the right in the last one. Which, if that shot was taken on the other side of the ground, that's a goal.
That's... I mean, it's not a killer by any means or anything, but that really would have set Richmond on a really good path.
No, but they do have... how are we ahead of you?
We're up the ground here. And Charles going to chop that off.
I was about to say, they do have a chance to lock it in their forward half here, which Richmond are very good at doing.
Charles been in the right spot every night.
He's been very good. I tell you, he's been very good this tonight. He needs to... I suppose the only reason he's in the team is because they don't really have many defenders.
On their last legs of ruckman.
But hey, he's been very good.
Right, yeah.
Well, he's playing as a defender, not a ruckman.
Oh, right, of course, yeah. I just think he's been in the right spot. Just every time they've needed him to be in that
touch
spot.
Ball, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we're ahead of you, Joel, because we're also watching this on the AFL app, on the iPad.
Yeah, no idea. Well, there's Martin again. Oh, and he just did so well.
Such a big clean-up, though.
Martin just read that, though. I think that was brilliant. Oh, what a mark.
Wow. How did he pull that in?
Holy crap.
Look at him. Yeah, he's Devo.
Hardigan's not having a great... Was it Hardigan? I don't know. That is just a fantastic mark.
Wow.
It was Hardigan.
Wow. You needed to spoil that ball there.
Yeah, you can't go to take that mark. You've got to find a way to make
not that close to goal, no.
And we're a game on. We are game on.
We are definitely game. It's a 6-point game.
I'm going to take a quick break and grab another beer.
Oh, I forgot to grab one. I'm sorry.
Okay, mate. I'm on it.
I was talking to the missus. No, I'm fine. Thanks, man. I'm a good host. I'm a brilliant host. Yeah, geez. Joel, you should be nervous because the Tigers are on top of you this quarter so far. I don't think Adelaide have even had an inside 50 yet. Actually, I don't think Adelaide would have had 5 possessions in this quarter yet. That is a brilliant mark. That is all caddy too. Hardigan didn't even touch the ball there. It's good. Ellis Yeoman, free player. There we go. Okay, they're out. Brett. Oh, he just... Adelaide player should have read that off the ball there, off the boot, and known that was going over his head. He misread that. No. Okay. Seedsman. What are you going to do with it, buddy? Oh, he turned him inside out! It's not a good kick to a 2-on-3, though. If that's a 2-on-3 there, Adelaide should have numbers in the corridor. That's poor setup, and that's a poor read by Seedsman. Yeah, that's a good kick. Richmond definitely look cleaner on the outside than what Adelaide do. Just go long. That's not bad. You got the bounce. Wow! Oh, Lynch, you need to get back off the mark. Throw. That's interesting. All right, there is a huge pocket of space in that pocket. If someone leads there, that is a huge pocket of space. Someone needs to lead and offer a dummy lead first, but no one moved. Joel. Yeah, that was really bad play by Richmond there.
What have I missed?
What they should have done, not much to be honest. What they should have done is, and this is what something that West Coast does very brilliantly, is Darling would have come out for a lead, drawn the spare player out,
yep,
offered a dummy lead, and then Kennedy leads behind him, and they kick to Kennedy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he gets a 1-on-1 instead of a 1-on-2.
Richmond
didn't do that. Richmond didn't do that.
Yeah. Whereas Adelaide, they kind of do that okay with Kennedy, with Walker.
Not this year. No, not this year. No, Jenkins
barely
isn't.
been around,
That's what I mean. Yeah, no, Adelaide don't work like that as a forward line. They don't work as a lead-up forward line. Whereas West Coast work as a lead-up forward line.
Yeah, West Coast forward structure is, when they're clicking, it is super impressive to watch. Okay, so Adelaide down 2 rotations here. How do we see that really? In one quarter in AFL, it's not a big concern. It's not as big a deal as it's made out to be. That's
a mark. Come on, let him go. That should be 50. Brad Crouch has nothing to go to, and he's played on to nothing.
I thought that could have been 50 with Martin encroaching there. Maybe Crouch ran too
No,
close to him.
Crouch was playing on. He ran so far off the mark.
Wow, Martin.
And look, they've just got no run anywhere. Or Tex.
Here we go.
He misses the tackle, and this is the thing.
Oh, that's a bad handball.
I should have tapped that, but that's okay. It's going to work. They're still. The thing is they're still pushing it forward. They're still getting it forward. Yellow Tsunami is coming. High X. Yeah, he's read it.
Yeah. They're here. Stack is
great.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he's picking
tackles.
He's picking things apart here. I'm very surprised that Tom Lynch gave up that ball there.
Yeah. Is that? Oh, that bounced in.
It's on the line.
Just bounced in.
It's on the line. That works. It's a forward 50 stoppage.
I can't back Adelaide to win this game. I just can't. The only one of these games I've really ground out a win in for mine is the Melbourne game.
Who's that now?
On the Fremantle one.
That's Kelly. He's having some work done on the bench. Ooh. They could be 3 down.
So Kelly, has he been out for 4 minutes?
That was a bad tap. That was a lazy tap.
Sloan's been off for 2. They'll get him back in surely.
Yeah, 2 minutes isn't.
Yeah.
That's that
was touch. That was total luck. Total luck.
And that is a goal-saving touch. Mind you,
I've got Baker in my fantasy side. Damn it.
The ball was bouncing back into the ground. Look at the last inside 50s.
Wow.
9 of the last 10.
Which makes me want to check the total, which stands currently at 42 to 48, so there's only a discrepancy of 6.
It's not a big discrepancy.
Where there was a discrepancy of 13 at three-quarter time.
It's 8-1 in this quarter.
In 7 minutes...
Adelaide have none of the play now.
Yeah, in 7 minutes, they've cut 7 inside 50s away from Adelaide.
I was about to say, they need someone to make a big play here, and that is a big mark by Jenkins.
That really helps just...
But he's not... Look at him.
Where's the run? I was going to say it helps alleviate pressure by getting it a kick down the line, but this hasn't alleviated any pressure.
No.
Maybe with these numbers.
The Adelaide players that are pushing out onto the wing, they're not pushing hard enough. They're not creating an overlap. No. There were 2 players together instead of creating an overlap. That
was where
that's a very good kick. Yeah. That is a very good kick.
He was out of options there. That was all he had. Yeah.
Brilliant, Mark. They're going to pull a goal out of here and they don't even deserve it.
How identical, though. Caddy up one end, Sloan up the other.
Yeah,
absolutely
but Richmond
fantastic.
deserved that goal.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Adelaide don't deserve this goal. They made all the wrong plays and they paid
Really,
off.
really
And
good
they
kick
just
by-
they just
I-
worked.
Who kicked that to Cam Ellis-Yeoman? Whoever did that was a fantastic kick.
Wow.
A little bit of luck maybe, but good kick.
This is dead in front. What, 15 out?
Sloaney is God.
And he's... I thought he missed... I thought he missed that.
I was so secretly hoping he had, just for Joel Sloaney's God comment.
Kelly's been off for 6 minutes. I think he could be in trouble.
I think he could be done. Yes. Kelly injured. There you go.
Yep, confirmed.
Officially ruled as injured. They are down to
injured.
1.
Not confirmed out, but confirmed injured.
Confirmed injured, yeah. Sorry, they're down to 1 rotation by the look of it anyway. I mean...
Which is not good. And what about Richmond? Richmond still have a full bench.
Wow. This is...
Adelaide are going... Yep.
Who was that? That was Martin.
If
Martin really fell short of cutting the ball off there.
Even if they win this game, why does the injury bug bite us now? Joel's noticing as well.
Hey, tell me, brother. Preach it.
Even if they win this game, right, these outs are big outs for them. Murphy, Kelly and Talia.
Yeah, all players that have been
Mind
playing
you,
really
in saying
solidly.
that, they've got the bye next week. So some of these players could come back.
I would
And
say-
it might not even affect them. So.
I'd say Murphy comes straight back after the bye. I don't know what's wrong with Talia and Kelly.
Yeah, we haven't seen what's happened.
Anyone
to
who's
them.
able to tell us, like Kelly was innocuous. That looked like he might not even be out at the moment. He's injured, but he might not be out.
So it's a 10-point ball game. There's still 12 minutes to play.
That should
I'm
close to
surprised that he got
ball,
that out then.
Oh, it's dangerous though.
Ellis, not the most
Baker
consistent.
was still there. You needed
Look,
to use
he's not
Baker.
attacking the ball.
Oh, that was a...
And that's going to
cracking
go.
handball.
Oh, it didn't go out.
He's got someone, has he?
No, that's a shocking option.
Oh, he just threw a foot at it. You've got to go with the ball, Grimes. Ooh.
It's a shocking option by Jenkins going to bets surrounded by 5 Richmond players.
100%.
Now, if anyone could pull it off, you'd pull in bets.
Yeah.
But not as a marking target.
Yeah, exactly. Not in the air. I was just going to say not in the air. Very, very interesting.
He's pulled that in.
He's going to get away with it.
Ooh.
So how many touches? Crouch has got 40 touches. He's up to 40.
Jesus. And he's not even a leading scorer on the ground.
There are 11 minutes left. Wow. And 25 of them were kicks, and he's not even the leading scorer. By a fair
Yeah, but he's
whack.
only had 3 marks and 1 tackle. That's the problem.
He's not doing much except gathering football. Whereas Martin has 9 marks and 4 tackles. Right, of course. And O'Brien has something like 40 hit-outs now.
And he's only got 6 less kicks than Crouch. So that's where the score difference is.
Yeah.
In saying that, he's only 14 points up on Crouch.
Yeah.
So that's where those 6 kicks come in.
That was a good effort by I think it was Bolter there. Crouch is up to 41. Jeez.
Tex. Oh, he dropped it. That's an easy mark, Tex, for a forward, mate.
I feel like
That's a shocking drop by you.
him and Tom Lynch have had kind of almost identical games in which they've gotten in the right spots, gotten close to taking the big marks, and
I haven't seen Lynch this game, actually.
No, Tom Lynch from Richmond.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I haven't seen Lynch this game at all. Is he
Tom
playing?
Lynch from Adelaide got injured last week.
Yeah.
In the first quarter before he had a touch, he was injured.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
And he only just came back, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had a game.
Yeah.
He had one game
One
out
game
injured.
off, or 1 game off, or 2 games off, or something like that, and then came back. Might have been more.
Still a 10-point ball game. Still 10.5 minutes to play. This is anyone's game, to be honest.
It's a really good game.
And to be
of footy.
fair,
It's a
momentum is not on the side of any team right now.
No.
It was with Richmond at the start of the game.
It's stagnant. Now. It is stagnant.
Adelaide
right
kicked
now.
one back, but they haven't got momentum
Yeah.
by any means. That's a good tap.
Which means it
That's
probably
a
only
clean
takes,
tap.
only takes one play to really break momentum.
Yeah,
open.
it takes one special player by player, and there we go. There's not a clean
there's
disposal
no
though.
And that was really good read, Garthwaite.
It wasn't a good kick, though.
Better as time going on.
The kicker had
No, it
time
wasn't.
to steady and weigh his options.
feel like it's
he had
even-
about two seconds to weigh his options.
I feel like if you're going to bomb it in that way, you've got to give it a bit more air as well. Just give your forward a bit of time to read it, create a bit of a problem. What is that?
Who's that down on the ground?
Look like maybe Stack or... Okay, so there's a 50.
Yeah, because he got whacked. Stack got whacked. Lit.
Oh, good defense. He pushed him up.
Someone got... That's a high. Surely that's a high.
Because that wasn't a duck. You have to bend down
and someone's run into him there. That's surely a high tackle.
That's not a duck.
And you've just headlocked him for a second. That's interesting by the umps. It's a fourth quarter though, so they don't like paying frees. That's a good grab. Not a good. What? That's a strange kick to any kind of advantage. That's good.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a good play.
Just needed to be a little lower on that kick, and Baker's probably taking a chest mark.
I don't think it would have made a difference. I still think a spoil gets in there.
What do you think from here? Who's more likely to go on the play that?
I think Adelaide still wins from here, but any team to get any form of momentum, and they've got it.
I think it's literally just going to come down to
that's a mark. Yeah, that's a mark. No, that's fair.
I think it's literally
and that's fair. I don't think that's 50 either. Was
that Higgins? Has Higgins done anything in this game? Where's he been?
Half the players haven't done anything in this game.
That's true.
On both sides.
There's been a lot of passengers, which makes me think, again, that it's just going to be star power that's going to will someone over the line. Is it going to be Martin? Is it going to be Sloan? Is it going to be Crouch?
Unlucky. Good shepherd by Betts.
Good tackle in the end.
But it didn't quite work out. Betts is coming off. Betts for Gallucci.
O'Brien has taken over as the leading fantasy point
scorer. Wow!
He's at 136.
I tell you what, does Sauce get back into this team?
Well, we were talking about that before.
I don't think he does.
Why would you drop O'Brien? You can't. And he's the future as well. Not only is he the present, he's the future.
Absolutely brilliantly.
Yeah.
Entertaining game. This is a very good game. This is probably the best Thursday, Friday night game we've had this year.
This is a really, really good game of footy.
Great mark.
Both teams are quite evenly contested. They're really having a crack.
That's a bad lead.
Oh, that's a good kick.
Bad lead.
Oh, it's a good kick. Oh,
no.
Get out
Greenwood
of his way,
got in his way.
And his stack. Oh, good hands.
Stack's going to clean it up, though. Yeah, he's going to clean it up.
Really reliable. He's exactly who you want.
Tex is waving his hands out after he's had a shocking lead, going, "Why didn't you kick the ball to me?" Well, it's because you made a shit lead.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Stack though, I'm really impressed with how reliable he is there.
He completely and utterly
for Richmond
took off any pressure that Adelaide were bringing. Then.
I felt completely assured there that he was going to get the ball out.
That's a good step in. Good step in.
It's had
not a good kick though. Not a good kick.
Yeah. Zoned off quite well there, Adelaide.
You probably would have made another switch or something there instead of going forward.
If you would have loved to have an extra number at the contest just to out-handball them.
So here's a question for you. Do they look at trading Sauce?
Yeah, probably. Does anyone want him at the age he's at?
Well, who needs a ruckman?
Yeah,
Bulldogs?
Potentially. Jenkins.
That's a great mark. And it's in the square too.
Why is everyone just taking these...
It's in the square.
Calling in chest marks. I
didn't see the grab. I was looking at you.
The grab was almost identical to Sloan and Caddy.
They'll replay it. So,
does anyone?
I think the Bulldogs need one.
Yeah.
Whilst Tim English is still developing.
Yeah. Well, the report surfaced in the week, and I don't know
English might be going to the Dockers.
Well, the Dockers are interested. I can see why, because I feel like the Dockers are resigned to the fact that eventually Sean Darcy's maybe going to want to go back to Victoria, which leaves them with Lob and who else?
Take a breath, Joel. I like how everybody seems to know that Joel is that kind of supporter. It's time definitely something that we need to create a bit more spectacle.
How much time we got on the clock? How much time have we got gone here? 19 gone. So there's roughly about 4 or 5 minutes worth of play left.
With a gameplay, yeah. About 10 minutes left in the game.
Yeah. What do we got?
No breathing is for the week.
Okay. So there's more than enough time for Richmond to kick 2 goals.
They need 3 goals. They need 3 goals.
Okay, right. That does make it super hard. That's a big time
in
goal.
saying that, though, Richmond have probably, if they've had momentum, they've done more with no momentum than what Adelaide have. So if they do get a momentum patch in this last 6 minutes...
This would be a big play, cutting that off. I
felt
like if McIntosh had got there...
Cut off. He's playing this up a bit for the clock.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He had to look up at the umpire there.
Oh, he sconned him in the temple.
Was that in the mush, or was it? Ooh.
It's in the contest. There's nothing in it, but there's no reportable offence. That is in the contest, but he fully on punched him in the face. Well, let's be fair. That's sconned him like right there.
I'm surprised he wasn't down for longer because McIntosh was at full tilt there. He's a big guy, McIntosh. That's risky.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It is. I swear to God, that's not going to be called the fend-off anymore. It will be called the Dusty.
The Martin or something.
They've pulled the Dusty.
Yeah.
Especially when he retires. Oh, they've dusted him off.
Yeah. It just fits so well.
It's a bit like the act of if you push something or anything, big cloud of dust comes up.
Yeah.
Wow, he shook that tackle. Betts.
Oh, great smother.
That's a goal-saving smother, I reckon.
What have we got? What Crouch Watch. We're up to 42. 42 touches.
Yep. That's 26 kicks. That's a lot of kicks.
Yeah, usually when someone gets 42 touches, it's
I wouldn't mind knowing what his contested
Clayton
possessions are, though. Because I think the record for contested possessions is 29, held by Kennedy, maybe?
Something like that, yeah.
I wouldn't mind knowing what his contested possessions are.
I think it is Kennedy that holds it. That might be a good call. This is a goal.
No, he's going to miss it. Oh, no,
wow, you got it. All right, game over.
How many goals is that for Jenkins? Yeah, it's game over.
It's
4 goals to Richmond to get now. It's too much.
3 for Jenkins.
51 hitouts for O'Brien. Well, that's why he's such a high scorer.
Yeah, 100%. Waiting for the inevitable Joel comment. Yeah, you are.
Actually, he's had 52 hitouts.
Joel. Your team is going to win this game. Richmond suffer yet another loss. What does this take?
Actually, what does this do for the ladder? Let's have a look at the live ladder.
Yeah, good question. Let's
Jenkins, Joel. Oh, actually, do you know what? Jenkins is the one player Joel has been an advocate for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. Since I've known him at the end of last year when I brought him onto the channel, he's in every single time that I've actually spoken to him over Discord as a call.
Yeah,
he's spoken about Jenkins.
Okay, all right. Oh, I actually quite like Jenkins too. So we have.
What's the live ladder? So if you go to ladder and the live ladder, I think Adelaide could be in the top 4. Actually, are they 1 or 2 games behind West Coast?
Have taken them to the top 4. Hang on, is that right? You said live. They are in the top 4 with the live ladder. Yeah,
because of their percentage.
Yeah,
so they are definitely vying for a top 4 spot.
Having a good percentage is going to help a lot of teams out at this year.
I'm saying that they do have the bye next week.
Yes, yeah, and
Taylor Walker with us.
West Coast will have Essendon. Yeah,
yes.
Richmond really fell away here. He's
finally kicked one. Although he kicked the one before.
That was around the body, though. Yeah, I suppose.
Straight set on shot. I think that's the first one Texas got.
Yeah, it could
first be. Straight set for this game.
Don't know what the hell Richmond's been doing this last 5 minutes. I suppose they've just fallen away because it really
they've
their barometer the whole time was Dusty Martin.
They've fallen,
and he can't just carry the load 4 quarters. Well,
I did say at 3/4 time that I don't think he has the tank to be able to play the way that he's been playing this game.
Exactly, and clearly not.
There you go, live. I swear to God, someone is either in our Discord or watching our channel or something that is from the AFL. Because as I mention it, both times, last week when I was mentioning the live ladder and this week, they mention it on the broadcast.
That's
Richmond are still in the top 8, and yet they've barely got a 90%. They barely have a 90 percentage in the top 8. Have you ever heard of that?
There's got to be a team below them or multiple teams below them that could knock them out. Teams around the 8 actually are probably thinking themselves
all the way down to about 13th or 14th. Every team.
He got it!
Wow,
Eddie, vintage. Oh my God.
I think everyone down to about 14th, maybe.
Yeah.
Has got 100%.
Something
over
like
100%.
That. Yeah.
Richmond don't. Yeah,
I think
that astonishes me.
The teams floating around the 8, like Richmond and Adelaide tonight. They'd be super happy that Freo and Port actually play each other, meaning one's got to lose.
Yeah, one's going to drop down.
One's going to drop. It's quite an
important
game.
But in saying this, with this, even though Richmond are losing this, they're still in the top 8. So, but I do think they have the bye next week.
What other games have ramifications on the 8th this week? What do we got tomorrow night?
I don't actually know who plays who. We're going to talk about them after.
We will talk about them
after the game.
Yeah, but I'm very interested to see what's going to have ramifications on the 8th.
You had a feeling that was coming. The Eddie Betts goal? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We were talking about how much of a freak he was. And that's a pretty freakish goal.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's great sportsmanship.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
Eddie Betts and Stack go up to each other, and Betts is like, I didn't think I'd get that, did ya? I love seeing that.
I do love the old
I think the AFL is
one
of the only sports in the world that you actually see genuine affection for opposition players.
Yeah, absolutely. It is... I don't know if it's just an Australian thing or something like that, but yeah, it is
Puggest
genuine.
Pug. Crows have got this in the bag, boys. Welcome to the stream. I think that's the first comment I've ever read of yours.
And it's 100% accurate.
Yep, so they've got this
correct.
in the bag. Well, they were what? 5-6 goals up now? Look at that scoreline.
35 points ahead.
And considering the way that this game was, that scoreline doesn't reflect how this game has been.
To be fair, we were talking about it because of Joel's comment before, where Joel said that a 5-minute patch got them over the line against GWS.
They've had a 5-minute patch.
Just a 5-minute patch of just goals.
They've had 2 5-minute patches, or 10-minute patches, really.
Did they have?
At the start of the third quarter.
Yeah. And the start of the... Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. And they dominated play at the start of the second, although
they dominated play for about 80% of the second quarter.
3 goals at halftime or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
3 goals at halftime, and they've gone on to score over 100. This has been a hell of a patch.
That's a hell of a second half, actually.
That's a massive second half. That is something that Adelaide can seriously look to carry into next week, knowing that they've been 3 down on rotations
Mind you,
a
in
while
saying
now.
that, when we were speaking about their scoreline, they'd kicked, 3 and 8? They've only kicked another 2 behinds since then.
Right.
Every single score has been a goal.
Yeah.
So they've kicked 12-2 since then. So that's a huge difference.
Totally flipped the script on...
I tip Adelaide by 35 points. Well, you bang on at the moment, Hi-X. Jesus.
I had them by 23 in my margins.
Well, I said 27 at the start of the game, so I think I've got the margin better than what you have.
Yes,
but I don't do tips.
Yeah.
So
I do have the luxury of being the best margin in my tipping comp at the moment, but I'm like 3rd in the comp. Well done. Brilliant. Okay, bring it down. Bring it close to 23. That's what I need.
Or bring it closer to 27.
Actually, just about spot
That's
on.
what's going.
Okay,
that's almost what's going to happen here.
Wow. Okay. Good call. Good call. Tom Lynch's game. What do you made? What do you think?
Good game.
Yeah, I think
he's been very good.
He's had a very good game.
Yeah.
2
goals, but his presence has definitely been felt in this game.
Yeah. I think so. He's been in the right spots. Made a contest.
That's missed to the left.
Oh, he hit post.
Missed to the left. Unlucky. It was coming back, but not quite enough.
Lynch, for mine, I think he's just going to get even better when Rewalt comes back.
Well, you got to remember that he is this is a comeback year from a PCL injury for him.
And he's coming from a team that had no system before.
He looked very, very heavy at the start of the year.
He did.
Very
and he
heavy.
was still kicking goals, which was very good for them, but he wasn't having... I'd rate his game now better than his big bags of goals.
He was kicking gimme goals at the start of the year. It never felt like he was kicking big impact
Which is where
goals.
I rate his, 2 goals tonight, I think, or 3 tonight. Far more than I rated his 5 at the start of the season.
Yeah.
You know? He's had a good game tonight.
He's, definitely. And I think Rewalt comes back after the bye.
Oh, wow, really?
I think so, yeah.
Well,
it's either the game after the bye or the game after, but he's very close to returning.
I think...
Which helps.
Lynch...
That's a good...
Yeah, well done.
Unfortunately...
Been good. I like this guy. He's been good.
Yeah. He's had a very good game, actually. I'm surprised he hasn't played earlier because...
Yeah. Well,
is his form, though, the way that he's played this game, can he sustain it over a few games?
Yes, that'll be the question. That's a throw, I thought. I guess they went with... They prioritised their rookie ruckman above him. Is it Common Jones?
They did, yeah. No, he's not playing in a ruck role, though. He's playing second ruckman,
right.
but he's playing in defence.
I just keep confusing it because
I think
he came in
replaced,
for Soldo.
I think he's replaced Asprey.
Right, okay. But he came in late for Soldo. Soldo was laid out with an illness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he was just elated.
But he's not playing their prime ruck though.
Yeah,
he's playing predominantly in defence as a second ruckman. So that must mean who's the ruckman for Richmond? Bolter.
I think they're going with Noah Bolter. Yeah, who's been thoroughly outclassed by Riley O'Brien.
Jenkins just did his ACL.
Oh wow.
That's High X's comment. Here we go.
Well.
No, that's not an ACL. That's a hyperextension.
That's total hyperextension.
Was it the inside or outside?
Inside, I think. Was it?
Oh, that is not a good look.
Oh, man. That's brutal. Oh, and that's a really dour end to what was a good win for Adelaide.
The last 30 seconds. That is shocking.
Joel, how are you feeling, Joel? That's going to be bad.
No. Puggus Pug. Yes.
Yeah, Puggus Pug.
Well, welcome, man. Welcome. Are you a Crow supporter, are you, man? Yeah. Okay. That's going to be the big news.
That's a huge talking point to come out of it. I mean,
that's four injuries.
Murphy, Talia, Kelly, Jenkins. So...
see, to me, that doesn't look like an ACL injury, though.
I don't know if it's an ACL, but I still think that injury can put you out for a lengthy period of time.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 months. Yeah. I don't think season ending per se.
No, he seems like he's getting up here.
Well, see, the thing is with ACLs, it's done, but you're pretty quickly back up and walking around and stuff. Whereas that's a bit different.
I remember watching American football a long time ago, and someone did their ACL and literally jogged off, and everyone just thought, "Oh, it's a simple injury; they'll be back."
Well, that's what happened with
Eric
McKenzie in 15.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so hopefully for Jenkins, that's not too bad. But that's a sour end too.
That's a very big hyperextension though.
Yeah, that was bad.
But that's what it looks like to me. It's just it's a hyperextension injury as opposed to a ligament injury.
Yeah, it looks. There'll be some bruising and some swelling and stuff on that, but I don't think it's going to be. Yeah, like you said, hopefully it's not.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're not doctors, but
Fogg better step on up. That's right, Fogarty. How is he going? He hasn't played this year, has he?
I really liked his first year.
I loved his first year.
And he was always rated, when they took him with pick 12, he was always rated to be like a top 8 pick sort of thing. No, he just slid a little bit.
I love him.
I think he's a really good player.
He'll be a very good forward over the next 15 years.
Totally love what he brings to the table. He's kind of tough and he's small yet tall. Hopefully he comes in and just steps up.
On the positive, the Blues won the Stanley Cup and the Crows won, so yeah, fair enough, Joel. Now, I'm going to quickly go to the toilet. We'll quickly break down this game, and we will then break down our tips for the rest of the round. What do you think?
We will do. Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
In the meantime, I'd like to pose the question to Joel, that what does this do for your season, given the ending that you've had tonight, and then also, with Tex going down and then also still getting a big win. Where do you think your Crows are at? Does this solidify finals hopes much, or are Richmond just subpar? What do you think? Is that how that's going to go down? And also, yes, the Blues won the Stanley Cup, which was quite cool. I have no idea. You're not giving me much to go on. Nah, you're like me. I've got no idea either. I don't know where Adelaide's at. This gives me no gauge as to where they're at. The impressive thing is that they've had 3 injuries, obviously 4 with Jenkins. They had no rotations. They had 1 rotation. So very, very interesting. Told you Richmond can't play out the game. Pretty right, Andrew. It's been the case the last few weeks. They can't get the job done. They couldn't motor past North. They fell away. They couldn't even keep touch with Geelong, and then in this it's 5 minutes and all of a sudden it's a 5-goal difference. You're spot on. Yeah, you did tell us they can't run out the game. Joel, they have played some blinding quarters and just don't for periods of time. Talking about the Crows there. Ryan said before it's all about which Crows team rocks up, and it is. I don't know which Crows team is going to rock up on certain days. This doesn't give me any indicator as to where they're at from here on in. They had a good 5 minutes. Can they have good games against better opposition? I don't know. What do you think? What does this win say about the Crows, mate?
It depends on the outcome of the injuries.
Yeah, it does.
Really?
Yeah. What about the fact that they had 3
Because the
outs?
players that are injured are pretty key players. Italia.
Yeah, Talia's a big one. That's huge.
Italia is their one-on-one defender.
It's like Fremantle losing Alex Pearce to me. You know, it's a big loss.
Or Richmond losing Rance.
Yeah, it is. You know, to lose a key defender that's always in your best 22 hurts so much.
You got Jenkins up in the forward line, who, although has been patchy this year, has had a really solid couple of games since he's been back.
Yeah, and
even this game was very good.
And, you know, we were talking before about Adelaide not really having someone who plays on emotion and is a barometer. He's not a midfielder, so it's hard to say he's a killer instinct player, but Jenkins plays on emotion. Like, he's fired up when he's up and about, you know? So to see him go down is very sad and very frustrating for Crows fans.
With this win, I will say Adelaide make finals.
Oh, I think they make finals. That is the point.
This
That's
do
the good
for
point.
Richmond?
It really throws me into question.
I think that now their percentage makes them miss. They might get equal wins with like 8th spot, but their percentage is so dismally bad, they miss finals.
Are we just back to Richmond finishing 9th? Is that where we're at? Is that what we're
9th? Do you know what? That would be the best finish to the year. I think even if West Coast don't play in the grand final and they lose grand final, 9th Mind is
bring them back.
Is best. 9th Mind is best man.
I think you're right. I think with the Adelaide stuff, it moves Adelaide into a spot where we can safely say, you're a finals
I think
team.
Adelaide finished 5th or
team.
6th. I don't see them finishing in the top 4, but I do see them getting a home final.
Yeah, and that'll be important for them. In terms of
I can actually see Adelaide making a prelim, but going down in a prelim.
Yeah.
That's where I see Adelaide for the rest of the year. But it depends, like I said, it depends on their injuries.
And you don't have to be in the top 4 to make a prelim. You can be a side that comes from 6th or 8th or anything that makes a prelim quite easily and get convincingly beaten that prelim. We've seen it time and time again. Like North Melbourne a few years ago made a prelim, got belted. So I thought that can happen. I see Adelaide being one of those teams.
Imagine if Geelong make grand final and lose. I can't imagine it. I'd like to imagine that, actually. So 2005 Adelaide all over again. Maybe, Joel. Maybe. No. Because Adelaide in 2005 were top of the ladder.
Were they top of the ladder in 2005, were they?
I think so.
That was the Rashuda year.
And I'm pretty sure West Coast were top of the ladder in 2006. Or it's either that or it's vice versa. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But either way, West Coast beat Adelaide in the prelim.
Yeah, they did.
Both years.
Yeah. I think for Richmond, how many have they lost straight now? They lost to North. They lost to Geelong.
3
They've lost
straight.
to Adelaide. Did they win before the North game?
No, I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, this is the 3rd straight loss.
Okay.
And
they beat Essendon before the North game, I think.
Yeah, their form this year, at any stage this year, hasn't been great.
Yeah, not at all. Like, they've never been overly convincing, which comes with a team with
I've not been
injuries
convinced by Brisbane, by Richmond this year at all.
Which comes, when you've got as many injuries as they do, I can understand that. But moving forward, I don't. If they keep losing like this, they're going to miss the finals. There's no doubt. They have to make big. I
don't think they'll make finals this year.
When is Cochin going to come back next week?
Well, he's got a hamstring strain.
Maybe not. Then.
Richmond,
I don't know.
Have the bye this week because they didn't have the bye last week.
They desperately need it.
So that's a 2-week turnaround for Cochin. So maybe he comes back. I don't know how heavy his strain is. From what I heard, it's only a light strain.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very interesting there. Rewalt coming back is the big one though. Like
Hawthorn could make finals. They could make finals. They're the only team this year. Well, besides like the lower teams, but they haven't won 2 games in a row and they haven't lost 2 games in a row. They're an interesting team.
They're right on the line of like, all we need is a couple of wins in a row, but then a couple of losses in a row. Every single
week, you go, Clarkson's a mastermind. They've just lost another. Clarkson's a mastermind. He's orchestrated another win.
Who have they got this week?
They've just lost another one.
I believe they've got the Bombers.
Well, let's have a look because we're going to go through the teams. We've kind of discussed Adelaide and Richmond and what this does for them.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Let's go through the games. We're not going to go through the ins and outs. We're just going to go through the games because I don't think ins and outs affect games as much as what people put on them.
No, and there hasn't actually overly been, from memory, not many huge
Friday night.
Friday night, we do have Bombers against the Hawks, and we weren't going to talk ins and outs. But
where is it, though?
It is at Marvel.
Marvel. That suits the Bombers better than the Hawks. I think the Bombers take that.
And the Bombers, although we didn't want to talk ins, have Stringer, Fantasia, and Shield all coming back.
Those are big ins.
Huge ins.
I think the Bombers take that.
Yep, I would say the Bombers take that. The next one, I mean, like, not take it by much. I think McAvoy comes back for Hawthorn.
Well, actually, did the Hawks lose their last game?
It's a good question. I'm not...
Because I'm pretty sure they lost their last game, which means I think
That's
maybe...
due for a win.
They're due for a win.
I'm going to go with the Bombers.
I think the Hawks win this time,
I'm going to go with the Bombers. I'm going to make the Bombers my certainty.
Bombers are your certain... That is a huge certainty. You haven't looked at any of the other games.
No, I know what's going on.
What are the other games, actually? Let's have a look.
They're literally like every game can be a certainty pick. It does not matter. Like, every game could be a certainty pick.
All right, next game is my certainty. I back the Suns.
You backing the Suns?
Up at Metricon, 100%.
Against
the Saints.
I would also do that because the Saints lost Jack Steele during the week to a long-term injury.
Yes, but Jack Stevens is coming back. I don't know if he's back in the team straight away, but he's come back
But I rate Steele above Stevens at the moment anyway.
Jack Stevens? Really?
Yeah, Steele was just bringing the heat on pressure and tackles and things like that. Stevens doesn't really, like, not an overly big pressure guy. An in and under ball winner, but not an in and under, like, pressure dude, which I think
there you go. High X. Thank you, High X. McAvoy's a big in for Hawthorn.
Yeah, well, so is Shield for Essendon and Stringer for Essendon and Fantasia for Essendon. So
I think you've made the wrong call here, actually.
I know I'm going to watch the Friday night game, so I'm going to be invested.
You've locked it in, Eddie.
Okay, and you're going with the Suns to beat the Saints.
The Suns
Although the Suns at their last game in Metricon was last week, and they got trounced by North.
Not at Metricon.
Wasn't that at Metricon, or was that somewhere else? Oh,
North don't play at Metricon.
No, but it was still a home game for the Suns. I was sure of it.
The Suns. Sorry, you were saying the Saints.
Oh no, sorry. Suns got belted by North at Metricon last week.
But I think North are a better team than the Saints.
Yeah,
North Melbourne have
a better team
especially over the last month and a half. Yeah.
Having said that, I'm going to go with the Saints in that game. I think they're going to do enough to get over the line. Although I hope Will Brodie has a field day.
The Saints have way too many injuries, and although the Suns have a fair few injuries as well, I just think the Suns are a better team.
And at Metricon, they've been competitive.
We say they got belted
by North, but they only lost by like 4 goals. It's not a huge
and in saying that, they didn't lose by a great deal to Geelong.
No, they didn't. It was only one quarter that really saw them out of that. So
Tuke Miller is out for the Suns, though.
And he's been a big out for them. When he's been out, they haven't been great. In
saying that, I don't think it's a...
game defining, you don't think?
No.
Okay. Moving on. So your Suns, I'm Saints. We haven't got a tip we've agreed on yet, but
except for Adelaide, yeah.
So moving on, we've got...
Next year, by the way, I'm intent... So next year when we do Footy Rivals, I'm intent on because we only started this like a month ago.
What are we? We're in episode 6 or 7.
We will be keeping a tipping tally.
Yeah. Okay.
For the round.
Yeah, which will be very
to see how we go against each other.
Which means I'm going to need to get better at tipping. Coming up,
I'd be interested if someone goes back and watches the streams to find out who's actually winning. The tipping so
anyone
far this
who's
year,
got enough time on their hands to do that
would be very interesting to hear.
Or please don't, because I'm pretty sure I'm losing. So next up, at Optus, Fremantle take on Port, Saturday game.
This is a very interesting.
It's quite important. Port, really important.
Don't play this ground badly.
No, and both teams. Where one team's weakness is, another team's strength is. Yeah. For both teams.
I'm Port's ruck combination to know how far away Charlie Dixon is as well, because he played last weekend.
It sounds like he's going to have one more week off.
Yeah.
So he's not coming back this week. He's going to have one more week off. But the thing that, like Fremantle loses Rory Lobb against Lysette Ryder, not great, because I feel like both of them are just going to run Sean Darcy off his feet, because that's Sean Darcy's problem.
However, in saying that, having a midfield of just 5... it kind of offsets any kind of ruck dominance.
Whereas, and Port have been slow in the midfield. Fremantle's super quick in there.
They've lost Broadbent as well.
Like Fremantle's super quick when they got Hill, and now both Hills.
No, they've got both Hills. Right. Mind you, in saying that, I don't know how Stephen Hill is going to be returning. Like,
yeah, I really
what's his
don't
form
know.
coming
I really
back
don't
into?
know. I don't even know whether
Because
they're
he
going to play
hasn't
him.
played any waffle.
I mean, they
He's
moved,
come straight back in.
and he's probably likely to see a share of forward line time, I would say, because Chera was the one that came out for him, and Chera was playing forward.
I'm not sure because Stephen Hill doesn't play forward. He plays on the half back.
He doesn't, but I don't see them moving anyone from the half back, and they
Well,
lost
what about
Chera, who
Blakely?
was playing forward. Potentially Blakely just moves into
I
midfield.
think Stephen Hill is a better half back than what
Actually,
Blakely is.
Think about
Blakely
it,
goes mid forward then. I think.
it's gonna set off a chain of events where Blakely probably moves in the middle, and Conker, who was in the middle, might move a little more forward.
Yeah,
and Hill,
which
moves
I
back.
think strengthens the team.
Yeah, I think Hill for Chera just strengthens them.
But I don't know which Port Adelaide. In saying that, Port Adelaide are coming off the bye, and they are atrocious.
Yeah,
coming off the bye.
I'm going to go with the Dockers just because they're at home.
I think the Dockers as well.
But like you said, Port Adelaide play the home ground well. They've got the rucks that could cause some havoc, but on that ground, I just think Freya's played it quite well. Their pace, I'm going to go with the Dockers.
I think the Freo come. Yeah, I think they get that.
Well, next up is going to be...
okay, there you go. Gold Coast play in Townsville. I don't know how well they play in Townsville compared to Metropolitan.
Do they play there? They play
It's
there
further
once a year?
north.
Well, yeah,
It's longer travel for
that's right.
for the Saints. And the Saints don't travel well.
I tipped the Saints anyway,
The Saints
so this
don't
isn't going
travel well. And the China game was evident of that.
Yeah, true.
They don't travel well.
I'm still
going Gold Coast. I'm still certainty of Gold Coast though.
After the Dockers, we've got Carlton against...
I hate picking certainties on this channel, honestly.
Man, I picked the Bombers. Come on. Anyways, we got after the Dockers game, we've got Carlton and the Dogs, and they're on...
Where is it? At Marvel?
That's at Marvel, and that's on the Saturday.
I think Carlton still get up on that.
I went with the Dogs, because they lost... The Dogs lost to Carlton earlier this year, and... Even though this is completely possible and this is probably bad logic to base it on, I just don't think they'll lose to Carlton twice.
That is horrible logic. Yeah,
I just don't think...
horrible. The Dogs are a ramble team this year.
They are, but they're hot and they're
cold.
They
are going to be the first team since, 78?
To miss finals.
To miss
3 years after
grand final. Yeah, they're definitely... They're not making finals.
That's happening.
I think the Bulldogs will finish bottom 4 this year. No, I think Carlton get this.
I mean, Carlton
get this, and they get 3 wins, and all of a sudden their season doesn't look so bad anymore.
Yeah, exactly. All of a sudden they're at the same amount of wins as Melbourne.
I tell you what, the change in game plan, in terms of just freeing the players up a bit.
Yeah.
That's off the back of a win from their game plan as well. Their confidence is going to be
what that did for Patrick Cripps alarms me with this tip.
Wow, what a
the
game!
Man is a monster.
What a game did he play?
The fantasy group I'm in, there were laughs being thrown around at halftime because they're like, Cripps is only on like 48. Who cares? He's not doing much anyway. And he had 100. He had over 100 in the second half alone. So, he's a monster, and yes, this could be a very bad tip for me, but I'm going with the Dogs. I'm gonna go the Dogs, and just I don't even know why. Maybe their midfield, maybe McRae can have a big day. I don't know.
No, Carlton for me.
Moving on, we've got North and GWS to round us out.
Just down in Tassie,
Blundstone,
and North are playing better.
I tipped GWS.
I think GWS as well. But this is a danger game for DWS.
But North in the teams they've been playing better. I mean, they've versed, in this run, who have they versed? They've versed Richmond, who seems subpar, evidently. Sydney, I think, maybe. They beat Sydney, or Sydney beat them just? They beat Sydney just.
They beat Sydney.
By 5 points.
They beat Sydney.
I don't think they've versed too much quality in this run.
Yeah, but GWS, I mean, this is going to be a small crowd. And I did say last week, I specifically said last week, GWS cannot play in front of big crowds.
No, they hate it.
And last week was evidence of that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm not convinced.
This is a danger game because North Melbourne do play Blundstone pretty well. They play the conditions in Blundstone very well.
They do.
This is a very danger game. But considering they're coming off of a loss as well, this is a very danger game for GWS, I think. I still think GWS win.
Yeah.
But tread with caution.
Yes.
Because that's not a certainty.
I'll go GWS. Rounding out our certainties, I went with Essendon over Hawthorn. You've gone with the Gold Coast over St Kilda. Yeah. I'm actually, I just wanted to pick Essendon as my certainty because they're my tip for the game, but also I know it's Friday night footy and I'm going to be watching, so maybe I can will them to the line with a bit of spirit. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I can do something.
How's that gone for your team so far?
6 and 5. I mean, I'm over 50%. So
This year.
let's not count all the time. I'm well below 50%.
Yeah, I don't think there was any other really big news or anything. There was always
Nothing pressing.
There was nothing. We didn't do questions this week, obviously, because it's a different kind of stream that we've done this week. Not sure.
I think we're at about that. I mean, to round out the night, Adelaide's belted Richmond in 5 minutes.
Wow. That scoreline does not reflect that game at all.
Brad Crouch is a possession machine. Dustin Martin worked all night. Riley O'Brien's the ruckman of the future for Adelaide. And Adelaide's probably a finals team, and Richmond may not be a finals team.
Yeah, they're falling away.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't necessarily blame injuries on their drop-off either.
I don't think so either, because there's still a lot of good players in that side.
The cause for their drop-off.
They never had tons of talent in their side. They had players that looked really good to other really good players.
They had a really good game plan for 17 and 18.
Yeah. That seems to have fallen away a little.
Okay, so this is something that I said in my pre-season review. I've said it at some point on the channel on record, in that the way that Richmond play over the last few years have been super high intensity footy.
Yeah, it has.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now super high intensity footy does bring you wins, and it does win grand finals, but it's not sustainable for a long period of time.
Exactly.
And Richmond are now seeing the effects of high octane footy on their list.
It's not something that will keep you together for 5 or 6 years. It's something that's going to make you competitive for 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's it.
And I think that's exactly what's happening.
It is exactly what's happening. The list cannot now sustain that level of energy.
Which is fine. They want a
which
flag
is
out of
worrying for their young
that's where it worries them.
Team members who have come into the team and have been playing this high octane footy.
And have been super good, by the way. Like, I mean, one player they missed who's not around tonight
coming
is Jack
into
Ross.
their prime years, they could be burnt out coming into their prime years and then just injury riddled, and that's a concern.
Yeah, that is.
That I don't think a lot of sports scientists have gotten on board with yet.
Yeah, I don't think they have, and I'm with you. It's worrying for them, but for this year specifically,
who gets the 3 votes? Hayek asks.
Adelaide had a win.
Go 3-2-1, because it's the first time we've ever done this.
We'll do a 3-2-1.
We'll do a 3-2-1. For Adelaide.
Do you want to give a 3-2-1 first, and then I'll go, or do you want to work this out?
I'm having to think about it, and I don't want to work off of any stats or anything. I want to.
Which is why I'm avoiding Brad Crouch.
I don't think stats make up the game, but influence on the game. One vote, I think Dusty Martin.
Yeah.
He was very clearly Richmond's best player.
Yeah.
And very influential. He was able to pick the ball up cleanly and either find a teammate in space, very good. The amount of he had a couple of fend-offs.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Effective fend-offs this game. I think. One vote for Dusty for me.
I know we don't want to go stats, but I'm going to go with one vote for mine is probably actually going to be Riley O'Brien. The way he rucked all night, I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was really dominant.
I'd like to. I wouldn't mind knowing what his hit-outs to not just his hit-outs, but his hit-outs to advantage.
Yeah, had to have been good. I mean, he's against subpar ruck opposition. It must be said, but I think he gets my 1. So who gets your 2?
Who gets my 2? Probably Jenkins.
Jenkins was very good.
Yeah.
Don't know what he finished with in the end.
Maybe like 3? Maybe 3 goals or something like that.
Yeah.
But I do feel that his presence was definitely felt on the ground. Adelaide definitely felt his presence on the ground. And they definitely stood a lot taller when he was impacting the play.
Yeah.
I think he was probably their most influential player. Not their best player.
Yeah.
But influential player. Yes. He was definitely that.
My 2 is going to be your 1. I'm going to give Dusty Martin 2. I thought he was excellent across 3.5 quarters, and he just couldn't do it for 4.
No.
And
so you couldn't expect any player in the competition to go at the rate that he was going at.
You can't.
I think you said that you noticed that he'd made every single centre bounce in the third quarter.
There was a certain part of the third quarter where he had made every single centre bounce. I don't know if he carried that on for the next 5 or 6 minutes or whatever was left after that, but he had been in every single centre bounce. So he's my number 2.
Yeah, and I think we've got a unanimous number 3 from
I'm
the
just
sounds.
going to go Brad Crouch.
Brad Crouch, yeah.
It's hard to go past a guy who racked up as many touches as he did.
It's
And
not
had as
even-
many kicks as he did.
Yeah, it's not even just the racking up of the possessions. It's the ability to control the ball and take it away from Richmond. Richmond was so impactful with the amount of possessions that they have that taking possessions away from them was more impactful than just gaining possessions.
It was a super important part of the night. It was an underrated yet super important part of the night for him to just control ball for so long ago. Just keep it out of Richmond's hands because they have been so damaging with it. Yeah.
So many times, it wasn't even just within the midfield that he was racking up the ball or anything. It was across half back that he was in the contests and everything. And he was a grab the ball, quick hands out. Yeah. He was a grab the ball and he was a kick down long. And he wasn't necessarily controlling the ball because the kind of player that he is a very contested player.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's able to get that clearance and alleviate the pressure, which didn't always work in their favour.
No, not always. Like he was not completely effective.
It does at least move the ball forward for Adelaide and give them a chance.
In a game where when Richmond had the ball forward, they were quite dangerous.
And in a game where Adelaide they were able to absorb the pressure, but they weren't able to alleviate the pressure.
Exactly.
He was very important.
Yeah. So that's our 3-2-1. You've got Crouch.
Martin, Crouch. Sorry, I'm going 1 to 3. Martin, Jenkins, Crouch,
and my 1 to 3 would be, I believe, O'Brien, Martin, Crouch.
Yeah. There you go, guys.
Excellent.
That's our watch party. That's our party watch. I'm not sure what I titled it. Yeah, I think I called it a party watch instead of a watch party. So I should fix it up. But we will be doing this next Thursday night, West Coast versus Essendon. The game starts 20 minutes later than what this one did, so it does give me a bit more time to set this up properly.
Yeah.
Because I was stressing out about setting this up on time.
I thoroughly enjoyed
interesting
the
games on the
really
horizon. Interesting games on the horizon.
The whole weekend's interesting.
This is another week of 50-50 games.
Whole weekend. The whole 6 games are all 50-50. So keep your eyes peeled on them. Keep your eyes peeled on AFL Access for upcoming content. Tomorrow we've got the mid-season review.
We do have Justin's mid-season review. That's
I believe I put Collingwood and Melbourne under the microscope. Be sure to join our Discord server like we've plugged throughout the night.
Yeah.
Leave a big thumbs up, ring the bell for notifications, and just stay tuned to AFL Access for any more upcoming content.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've still got 3 more season review videos to come out next week, which is the bye teams for next week. And then it's back into normal proceedings from there, really.
Business as usual.
Yeah. Justin might be, depending on how he recovers and takes on the review process, might be coming in for some videos as well. So if you want to see his take on some footy stuff as well throughout the weeks, then he might be jumping on board with that as well, outside of just Footy Rivals. So look forward to that. If you do want that, then let us know in the comments and join our Discord and harp on him because he is there.
Just keep at it. I literally live
make sure you jump on
a minute down the road, so it's pretty lazy if I'm not doing it. So keep at me.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining in, and that's us for the night.
Thanks very much. This has been your AFL Access.
Bye.